Have you guys ever watched like weird genres of porn? Like,
oh, no, that's fun.
Even
lactating mothers.
Do you like hanging out with homeless?
Yeah,
dude,
I'm all about it.
Dude, you don't understand how much I love homeless people. I think that like my friends think it's really weird, and I mean I shit on Whitney a lot, but it's honestly truth about like her smell. Like, did you guys know? Did you guys notice that when she was here too? Did you guys have to Febreze afterwards?
That's great. I can tell it on your skin. It's not just.
Oh, you can tell that I'm happy on my skin.
Yeah, it's like everything.
Honestly, that's pretty sick, dude. You have special powers. Have you ever thought about being like a superhero? Be, I don't know, good all the way around. I don't know. You got the Rodecaster Pro though, so you're killing it. What do you use? You guys are. I do the same. I got the same. You got the top equipment everywhere here. You got the mics, SM7Bs. You got the Rodecaster Pros. You got fucking 3 cameras, amazing ones.
Starter pack.
I have this camera. We only have 1 camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that shit looks nice.
Badass, dude.
What do you use to edit? What program?
Premiere.
Yeah, Premiere.
Yeah,
Premiere's the best.
But I might switch to it. I don't know.
I tried using
DaVinci.
Yeah, DaVinci, but then I was like, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing here.
I might just switch for like color purposes. I want to be like a colorist.
Yeah, you could do a lot of color shit on there for sure.
Yeah, I've been trying to become a better filmer, and I might do other content too, like I don't know, filming myself hanging out with homeless people and shit.
That's perfect. Yeah, we want some videos like that too. Let's
do you like hanging out with homeless?
Yeah,
dude,
I'm all about it.
Dude, you don't understand how much I love homeless people. I think that like my friends think it's really weird. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was a little shocked that you guys asked me to come on the podcast because it's called Scottsdale on the Rocks, right?
Yeah. Okay.
The thing is, I might be the first guest you guys have that doesn't actually fuck with Scottsdale.
Yes, that's what we want.
That's what we want. We want to hear all about it, man.
Okay.
You're our audience.
Because like I like dirtiness. I like grunge. I don't like hot girls.
You must fuck with Phoenix.
Come on, man.
I mean, to say I don't like with hot girls, you know, I do like hot girls, but like the thing is, when I look at Scottsdale girls, and again, I'm not saying anything, like, because if a girl approaches me, you know, I'm grateful in general.
Of course.
But what I'm saying is, like, what am I attracted to? You have Scottsdale girls, right? To me, that is not, like, my ideal girl. I like a girl where I look at her face and, like, I'm like, damn, she's beautiful, you know?
Yep.
And, like, not fake. And that's the problem I guess I have with Scottsdale. That's why I go to the streets and, like, I see homeless girls and I'm like, damn. You know, do you do that?
These girls have it really bad in Scottsdale.
It is nice when they have natural beauty like that, like
because they're just.
That's actually one of the reasons why I like Lacey. She doesn't have done much to her.
Yeah,
she doesn't done stuff to her face, like Botox, whatever, but not like crazy lip fillers and like chin fillers and.
Tie this into the homeless people.
Yeah, no. But have you not like hit on a homeless girl?
Oh man, I've taken one home. Yeah.
And you gave her a home. Look at that. That's fucking nice.
Joel is generous.
I take homeless girls home all the time.
I never thought about taking them home. I always thought about staying in their tent.
They have to put out though. I tell them. But yeah. So.
Damn, that's fucked up, bro. I feel bad now because I've always just stayed in their tent. Never even thought to myself, you know, I should bring them home to my place.
Oh man, I have no problem with people coming into. There's a homeless person in my house right now.
Really?
I'm not even lying.
Do you know their name or no?
Yeah, my brother. He's in town from Prescott. He just got a nose job, and I was like, "You need to stay in my house." He's like, "Okay."
Scottsdale.
Someone broke his nose with a bat, so he had to get a nose job. Yeah.
Why did they break his nose?
Because he's homeless.
Damn, no, the streets are scary.
Hey, he was playing in the streets and he got hit. A couple years ago, he was doing something stupid and got hit in the nose, and so
really
it took him 2 years to fix, and they chiseled it out, and he's sitting on my couch right now.
Damn,
he lives in Prescott.
He lives in Prescott, but yeah, you know, at least can he breathe better now? Because I've thought about getting like nose jobs just to breathe good.
That's why I did it.
You got one too?
No.
Oh, that's why he did it.
Yeah, he didn't get a regular Scottsdale nose job. His was for health, not for looks.
Because I've been thinking a lot. Well, I think it affects your looks. This is what.
Oh, it actually affected his looks. He looks better.
Yeah. I know. I think that like you breathing through your nose does affect your looks. Apparently, if you breathe through your mouth all the time, you get uglier. Because I was wondering, why am I getting uglier since 4 years old? Because, like, if you look at me at 4, bro, I peaked. I was hot as fuck at 4.
Are we on? Are we live?
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, we're recording.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're recording.
Let's introduce this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Today's podcast on Scottsdale on the Rocks.
Yes.
We have Jay from Jay's Peculiar Podcast.
Hell yeah.
Peculiar
Jay.
Mind. Jay's Peculiar Mind.
This fucking beat.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
this
yeah, you
beat,
feel that?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Look at him in the house.
Honestly, I drank 4 shots of espresso before I got here, but that
Genius.
shit honestly boosted me even more.
It pumps
now.
you up, right? That's what
I like that. Who made
I like
that?
little music bed. It's just
Who's the DJ?
It's the little
Jerome.
thing on the Roadcaster.
Oh,
Yeah.
that came
It
with it.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Has some good stuff, man. You get like, have you tried these little different voices, whatever? They're great.
Voices.
Oh yeah, watch. Put these on. Watch. You gotta try this.
Okay.
Let's see. So
What voice?
Jay's Peculiar Mind.
Except for he doesn't let me do it.
Wait.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
It only
it only does it on this mic. That's why. I need to figure out how to do it on other mics. But
Damn.
But it's
you
kinda
you
cool.
Never
really
let me play.
damn. Dude, what do you like
Sit
to
here.
play though? Like if you could play anything, what would you play with?
The thing is, we have to choose certain songs because
I would say.
No, I'm not even talking about the Roadcaster. Like if you could play
on the podcast.
No,
or just
no.
anything?
In general, if you wanted to play right
Play
now,
a lot of Legos.
Legos is your
I could
thing.
build some Legos right now.
What would you build for?
I built a
Legos?
Lamborghini over the weekend.
Holy
A
shit!
Countach.
really.
Yeah. It was,
How big was it?
It was like this big. Took 4.5 hours.
I feel like it
1,500
does take a
pieces.
long time. Why do you like Legos?
I think maybe I have a little ADD. It's something to do with your hands. I don't know.
I mean, that makes sense. The reason I ask is because actually I just saw an article that said that adults now are the biggest consumer of toys compared to where it used to be like
I can see
kids
that.
between the ages of 3 to 5. Now it's adults. So I was wondering which adults.
Spend all my money on Legos.
Yeah, I was getting when I read it at first, I got creeped out because I was like, maybe it's child molesters that are buying kids the toys.
Yeah, it's up.
That's what I'm saying. Is that maybe
You went to a dark place.
I don't see. My mind goes to these places, and I don't know.
I want
where
to
they
talk
go.
about your last
This is
episode.
Jay's Peculiar Mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we talk about Jay's podcast? Jay has a podcast called. Can you tell us about your podcast?
Yeah, it's just honestly, I have a podcast with my co-host Whitney, and to talk about what it's about. It's really about whatever the fuck I want to talk about that week.
Yeah.
So that's
Dope.
really what it's about.
Which I love
Cool.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Whitney the other day to come on, and she's great. She's very articulate, very informative.
Very.
She's got a good outlook on life. Like she's helpful in terms of talking about relationships. So like people love that, you know. So when we started watching your guys' podcast and clips, we're like, oh, we got to get these guys on. Hell yeah!
Yeah,
We're like,
yeah.
and especially with Joel because we just say random shit all the time
I've always liked Whitney, so I
Yes.
saw the podcast through her page a while back.
Yeah.
Because I see her at her work.
Oh, you.
I live in the area,
before.
so yeah, I see her all the time.
Yeah.
And so that's how I found your podcast, was through her. And then I sent it to Jerome. I was like, check it out. They're doing a podcast. And this was right when we were starting ours, too. And then Whitney said some crazy shit about eating ass on it. And I was like, oh, my God, this is great.
Where she got pink eye from eating ass.
I don't even remember that part.
Well, I just added that.
I was like, sorry, that's good. And so today, finally, I was like, Jerome, I need to listen to a full episode because I don't know who Jay is.
Yeah.
And so I listened to it, and I totally your last episode. You're talking about
Oh, wow.
how you're underappreciated, and I was like, I'm right there with you, dude. I'm going through the exact same thing with Jerome because I'm putting him on.
Yeah.
And I got him doing this podcast, and I'm putting him out here, and I feel like I'm always putting Jerome on.
Yeah.
So I actually completely
relate.
like on the exact same topic.
Well, how do you feel that he feels unappreciated by you?
No,
What are you gonna say to that?
Well, this guy, I would literally give the shirt off my back to this guy, and I have, and he's lost
wow.
it.
I lost his
And
shirt.
Wait, why'd you take off your shirt and give it to him?
We were going to a party after a podcast. He's like, "Here, just wear this shirt," because it was like a nice party, and I was like,
it was a wedding. It was a wedding.
Oh, I
It was
thought
a
you
wedding.
actually meant. I thought you meant you took your shirt off and gave it to him.
Basically, it's basically what I did.
But you didn't.
I was like, here's my shoes, man. You want my shoes too?
So
Joel?
you didn't take it off but you took it out of your closet. you know?
Yeah. Okay, that's a little different now.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
So he still feels underappreciated, which
So that episode really hit home. I was like,
Understandably.
Jay, I feel that. Okay.
understandably.
But I think honestly, your biggest problem is you're being, putting all these people on, and so I was like, oh, it doesn't take a therapist to know what he's got to do.
Yeah.
You got to just stop putting people on and actually work the other way, like putting them off.
Start
You need to start ruining careers instead of making careers, I guess is what I'm trying to tell you.
I feel like that would be a way to go if
I think it'll make you feel better.
To start like destroying
move the needle the other direction on some of these people.
Have you ever done that to somebody?
Yeah.
And how did it make you feel?
Good at the time.
Good. Why at the time?
It's like a revenge thing.
So you live off of revenge sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. I think we all do.
I don't know if a lot of
it's the little revenge things. Like it's like, ooh, that happened to that person. Great.
I feel like Joel gets a thrill out of spite. So like he'll do things out of spite.
I'm a spiteful person.
Yeah, I saw that you block a lot of people
out of spite. But it's the little things, like I said. Like I can't really hurt you, but I think if that does hurt you, me blocking you, that's
which
great.
Actually it does in Scottsdale for some reason. I don't know why.
But yeah, the pen is mightier than the sword.
Well, why do you think it does in Scottsdale in particular? Why do you think it hurts people's egos to get blocked by him?
I don't know.
It's hilarious, right? That would hurt
what's interesting is like I've lived in a few different places. I lived in New Mexico. I lived in Indiana, and Instagram was never like a thing. To be honest, I didn't even really was never on Instagram until here in Scottsdale. Like everyone's like on there. They post their life. They post their like everything's on there, and I'm just like, why? You know, like I don't understand why. But for some reason, like because that's their life and that's the way they like have their friends and like are able to keep tabs on them when they're blocked, they like get really upset and butthurt about it. You know. And I've had people come up to me and that are Joel's friends. They're like, "Hey, could you get Joel to unblock me because this is ridiculous? It's already been like so many weeks." And
it's just on Instagram. It's not real life.
And Joel's like, "No, I won't unblock him."
Does it make you feel good to block people?
Yes.
Do you feel like? Okay, I have a question.
The best is when they actually get upset about it.
I'm like, that's what I'm saying. What if they don't give a fuck? That probably hurts you.
Oh, I don't check up on it, man. It's too many people. I don't have time to check up on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, you want to fuck with me? Bye.
So what? Okay, give me an example of somebody like what would somebody do to fuck with you recently?
Oh, I haven't blocked
your
anyone
ass?
in a while. No, that's not. If you don't want to eat my ass, I'm not gonna block you.
Have you got your ass ate?
Yeah, I have.
What would you rate it?
Not by Whitney.
What would you rate it? Would you like? Okay,
ass eating.
Are you guys? You guys aren't married, right? No. So okay.
Of course, you go right to ass eating with Jay.
Well, I want to know because you know what? I feel like it's an under talked about topic.
That's fair. I'm fine with talking about it. I've only had it maybe twice, and the one time was from this girl. I can't think of her name, which is fucked. But I guess I wouldn't be able to say it. Drummed up.
Yeah. Would you? Okay. Would you marry a girl who wouldn't eat your ass?
Yeah. I do. It's not a deal breaker.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a deal breaker.
What about you, Jay?
No, I don't know if I would.
You're like, this is a requirement.
I think possibly for me it might be a requirement. Just because, like, you know, I've only had it by one girl, so it hasn't been many. But honestly, I haven't had much sexual experience in general. But that one time put me over the edge.
I haven't had a lot of ass eating.
You've seen the light, is what it is.
Yeah, it's like, yo, I had it, and I was like, damn, I think I can't live without this.
Yeah, I never forgot it.
You know, I really thought about that.
It's been a while. It was great.
It was great, right?
Yeah, it was good.
And when she was eating your ass, what position did you choose to be in?
So I didn't know she was gonna do it, and she's like, just sit here on the bed. And I sat there on the bed, and she started blowing me, and then she worked down to the balls, and before I knew it, she was in my ass.
That's the best way.
And then it was great. It was the best.
Was she dragging you off while she was doing it?
Oh my God, dude, what is this?
Well, no. I feel like that's just that because that's a specific question that should be answered. Because if she wasn't, then she wasn't a professional. I think that goes without saying. Yeah. Oh, exactly. See, so she was an expert.
Yeah, it wasn't strictly just ass eating. That would be gay.
She just bends you over. She's like, all right, Joel.
Fuck. Well, I don't know how we got to ass eating, but that's usually where I get.
I don't know where we go from here. Everywhere's up from here. All right. Well, I'm glad we fixed. So you're gonna be meaner to people.
The thing is, that's just not in my heart. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, so you have to manifest it. It needs to be an intention.
The thing is, I think that it's more about me just finding love for myself, and then I wouldn't care if other people got validation.
I think you love yourself enough. It's just my opinion. I'm not your therapist. Who's your therapist, by the way? You talk about your therapist a lot.
It's just this lady. I don't know.
It's a lady. Does your therapist exist?
Yeah. No, it's in my head.
Okay. We and Jerome were like, shit. Does he have a therapist?
Damn, you got me. No, it's just some random therapist, to be honest.
Craigslist.
Yeah, basically.
Craigslist.
But
need a therapist.
Yeah, no. So you think that I already love myself enough? Is your point?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Why do you think?
Why do I think you love yourself?
Yeah.
I just don't want to be too hard on you. You seem like someone that is not ready to keep. Can I say suicide on here? I think you seem like someone that's not.
So your point is
you
that
seem happy.
Okay. So can somebody though, I guess, project happiness even when inside internally they're not happy?
Certainly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
of course.
And I feel like that's normally, honestly,
I can tell it on your skin. It's not just.
Oh, you can tell that I'm happy on my skin.
Yeah, it's like everything.
Honestly, that's pretty sick, dude. You have special powers. Have you ever thought about being like a superhero?
You must. Oh, me, a super.
Dude,
a super therapist, maybe.
You can see through skin.
Yeah, no. When you're happy, you have a glow.
No, I think there's particular traits that people have, especially when they're confident and just happy in general. So you could see on people and depressed in terms of reading their body emotion, the way they interact, the way they communicate. Even though you project and you could look happy, but it's still like having those skills. Like you could see it come across from camera. You know, even just like hearing you guys talk to each other. You're confident to say whatever you want, speak your mind, and that's hard to do for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
So yeah, go on.
No, but a lot of people are just scared to even like broadcast their life on, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, because they're insecure or whatever happens to be. They don't want to talk about their life because they're scared of something. Like they're scared that someone's going to think something of them. So like having that confidence to say whatever, not give a crap about basically what anyone says goes a long way. Which, I've seen it in Joel, I've seen it in you, I've seen it in, in Whitney. Like you guys are very vocal, talk like we don't care what's said about us, which. Actually, to be honest, if they say bad things about you, it's actually good for promoting your videos.
Yeah. No, it's interesting that you bring that up, though, because I believe that maybe my confidence, I know that my confidence is actually a pseudo-confidence, and I actually open myself up to the world as a defense mechanism to show others, to basically be like, hey, I'm shooting myself down first, and I'm telling you guys everything about me. Yeah. So therefore, what can you really say back to me? So I think that it's
very healthy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily as healthy.
You're exercising confidence. It's good.
Yeah, but I don't believe it's real confidence though.
Yeah, well, you're exciting it at least.
Yes.
So
yeah.
It's going to turn into something real.
But I think that it also could be a type of fakeness and inauthenticity to some extent, because I'm not.
Those are the voices.
Those are the other voices inside me. Those voices aren't real. Which honestly, you're probably right. I need to get those voices out of my head, and I wish I could in a better way, in a better world, and I'm actively trying to currently do that. But like, for example, I don't think I go on my podcast and actually tell the world what I'm most insecure about, and so what I may open up to on the podcast, maybe other people would be like, I would never say that out loud. But for me, it's not a big deal because I'm choosing to say that. But I'm not going to go on the podcast and be like, hey, this is actually what my biggest insecurity is. Even though I have done that before, but honestly, it's only because I'm in a room with like one of my closest friends.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it helps with that too.
Exactly. So it's like I've learned to be open in those ways, but my biggest insecurity is like probably my physical appearance and also my lack of eloquence when I speak. I feel like those are two
Are you
things.
An attorney?
Yeah, but I don't like talking about it really. Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, well, can we talk about you a little? Like, where are you from?
Yeah. So I'm from Salinas, California.
Salinas?
It's like Monterey, if you know where Monterey is.
Yeah.
It's down south.
It's north.
Okay,
so it's like north central. It's 2 hours south of San Francisco. So a lot of people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. A lot of people don't.
I had no idea.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think of Northern California when they think of California. They usually just think of Southern California. But to me, like Southern California is the same vibe as Scottsdale, and that's probably why I don't really like represent Southern California. I'm more of a NorCal kind of guy. Not necessarily politically, but definitely just in the way that people in the North, I feel like, are just so accepting and non-judgmental. And I think
there more weed in the North?
Yeah, the best weed in the world.
Those are my people.
Yeah, the best weed in the world's in the North.
So that's what I like.
Yeah, so and that's the thing. When I was talking about Scottsdale earlier, I think that the biggest thing that I struggle with with being around Scottsdale and all that. Not you guys in particular, because you guys seem chill and non-judgmental, but I do feel like the atmosphere of Scottsdale is a very judgmental, heavy vibe. And it's interesting because I'm being a hypocrite here because I am judging the people that I feel like are judgmental. So yes, it is hypocrisy. It is hypocrisy, but that's the one hypocrisy that I feel like I have in my life, is that I like to surround myself with people that are not judgmental, because then I feel like I can be myself and be vulnerable to those people.
Yeah, exactly. That's how some of the best friendships come about, I think, is because you let that vulnerability show and they help you in some regard. You know, they prop you up rather than push you down. For me in particular, I was living in New Mexico. I loved living in New Mexico, like had all my family there, everything. And I moved to Indiana. And in Indiana, I was like the only brown guy in all the city, whatever, right? So not very much racial diversity there. But anyways, I didn't have a lot of friends out there, and people were very judgmental to me in general. So like even like going out, it was different, you know, compared to like my hometown. People were accepting, etc. But then I came to Scottsdale just because a friend was out here, and anyways, I kind of felt the opposite of kind of like the stereotypes of Scottsdale. So everyone's like, oh, Snobsdale, and like people think they're better than everyone, but I never had that. So like the first time I'd ever came, like a friend had introduced me to like a mutual friend, and like he was like great, and like, you know, he like took me out and like we hung out, and like no judgment at all, you know, and I had a great time. So that's kind of why I moved here in the first place. I was like, this place is great, like great friends. It's a small community. I got to know everybody really quick, and I never got any judgment, no racism, and I've heard that about Scottsdale in a lot of different ways, but I've never experienced it personally, you know. But I hear other people, especially like on social media and other things, they talk bad about Scottsdale and say, hey, like people are very judgy, but I think it also it's person dependent, I think, and then I don't know what circumstance they're in that they experience that type of thing. So personally, it's different for me, but I don't know. So what are some of the experiences that you've had?
I think that the reason that people feel judgment is more because of what Scottsdale's focus is, and what Scottsdale really markets itself as, right? What it's marketing itself as is a place where people can spend money, a place where physical appearance goes a long way. Yeah. And so where places where money goes a long way and physical appearance goes a long way, I feel like if that's what you're marketing yourself as, it almost comes off as a fake destination, as a place where you have to be something or have something in your life in order to succeed in it and to really have those connections. Now, that might be completely false. It might be just a stereotype of Scottsdale. Yep. But in my personal experience, when you're, again, leading with money and when you're leading with looks, usually judgment comes around the corner. Yeah. And do you agree that Scottsdale is a place that does lead with looks and money?
I think if you have more money, for sure, I think it depends on where you put yourself in terms of Scottsdale. So if you're like going out to the bars and things like that, then money on looks obviously go a long way. Yeah. And they're going to give you like, you know, like you're going to pay for the best tables or be in front of the most people, or you're going to date the most bottle girls, the most attractive girls, etc. So yeah, it does definitely go a long way, especially in that part of town. But if you're kind of like not in the bar scene and you're kind of doing other things around Scottsdale, probably not so much. It's different, you know. But it's kind of where you place yourself.
Right about the looks. I've hired. I've been a general manager of several nightclubs and bars and restaurants here in Scottsdale, and I've hired thousands of girls and maybe hundreds. And when I always ask them, because I hire very young girls. Most people that work in the industry are young. They're going to school, and you're handling food, so you're always looking for people that are clean cut.
Yeah.
Even their diet's important to me because you have these really crazy shifts, and I can't have people there falling out or whatnot. And in the industry as a whole, it's tough like that. Just you're staying up late while other people are home sleeping. It's a very hard thing. So said all that to say, I always ask the girls, I'm like, hey, why did you move here? Like, because they get really excited. These girls that I hire are so excited to live in Scottsdale. They're excited to get their first opportunity to work at a restaurant and they're from all over the place. Maybe be a bottle girl or something, and they always say to me a story, something like this. They'd be like, well, I came here with my parents for vacation. It usually starts around that.
Okay.
Or maybe they were like checking out ASU.
Yeah.
But they say, and so that's where they were. That's the position they were in. And then they said they saw like a bunch of really hot girls that they see like on TV, like you would see. So, and they're like, and that's what I was like, hey, when I turn 18, I'm moving here. And they make that decision, and they tell me this all the time when I hire them. They're like, I was like, damn, you guys all have the same story. Like, you saw a hot girl, and you're like, okay, I'm moving there.
I'm a hot girl.
And they decided that they saw these looks. That's literally how they made their decision. Like, they have no idea that they're a lot of things they don't know. But that's how they made their decision to move to Scottsdale, was 100% on looks. So I agree with you to that aspect.
And I think too is that like, when you're a dude and you have a lot of money, you go to a place where there's a lot of hot women. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's a funnel. And me personally too, the other thing about going to clubs, and when I talk about Scottsdale, I think I am only talking about Old Town. I have a lot of friends who live in Scottsdale. I have a lot of friends who are also in the scene. I have people that like work in these clubs and stuff like that. So it's not like I hate everybody in Scottsdale. It's personally for me, that's not where I would go to have fun. Mostly because of the fact too, is that I'm a person who wants to have a deep conversation with somebody, and going to a club and music blaring is more of like a dance party vibe. And that's just not my vibe.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. I suck at dancing. You know, I'm not good at dancing. I don't know how to fucking shake it.
I feel like you're describing Scottsdale as just Old Town, though.
And so I will say that is my experience.
Okay.
I mean, I will say though, I feel like the vibe of Scottsdale goes, again, I guess this is Old Town, the fashion.
Well, it's just they call Old Town because that's where the entertainment district, I guess, is by Old Town. But yeah.
But the mall, I guess, if you walk in that mall, I do feel like it's interesting because I feel like in one of the episodes you felt like, you know, you can wear shorts wherever and you don't care and you don't feel like people are judging you on how you dress and stuff like that. And honestly, that's good that you have that mindset. And honestly, it's amazing. I feel like normally I have that mindset, but for some reason, when I step into Scottsdale, I feel like, I shouldn't belong here. I don't belong here. This isn't my crowd of people.
I think a lot of people think that. I've had some people, just say like, I feel out of place, but in comparison, I kind of had that feeling when I went to LA, for example.
Oh, yes.
Like I went to an LA club with my friend who's a really rich guy. And anyways, I was wearing some basic stuff, like something from Express, some basic pants.
Yeah.
Like I don't dress super fancy most of the time. And anyways, I felt so underdressed. Everyone's in their Gucci, Louis Vuitton, like all this other crap. And I was like, holy, what the hell? Am I supposed to dress up for this? Like I've never seen this before. And then in Scottsdale, like people wear whatever. I see people in trunks, they can whatever. So it's a little less stress, but there are still some dress codes and other things that you can't wear, camo and other things. But I think it's more reasonable than LA. There's less expectation. So I think we're kind of like, it's gotten a little more bougie, like towards LA, but not as nearly as bad as in my comparison, or like as fancy as Miami and other places like that. But yeah, definitely you could dress way easier and laxed in Phoenix compared to here. You know?
Exactly.
But there are still some people that dress bougie here for sure.
Where do you go out?
I don't go out often, but I normally would go out probably downtown.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because
That's
it's blowing
my spot.
up, and it's like there's all these new spots.
Yeah.
Is there anything new that we could talk about, like downtown?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of different bars downtown you could go to. Nothing I would say new, because I used to live there.
Because it seems so fresh.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing. I feel like a lot of people. So I've been going there for like 5 years at least.
And just in those 5 years, it seems like they've done a lot.
There's a lot of people that are starting to go there, I feel like, more.
I go down there and I'm like, whoa, this is cool. I didn't know this is here. This is awesome.
What's one of your spots that you go down?
I mean, so I fuck with Valley Bar. I fuck with.
That's a staple.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there's a lot of staples. I mean, I go to all of them, like Lucky's, indoor, outdoor. Now I don't go there as much, but I used to go there. I feel
Lucky's
like
the bowling.
No, that's Champagne Lanes.
Yeah, Champagne Lanes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a couple. If you're used to Scottsdale, I would say maybe start out at Palma. I feel like that's
been there too.
I haven't been.
I feel like that's
a nice vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a restaurant?
They have food there.
Oh, okay, so it's more of a drinking.
It's probably hot right now there.
Yeah.
There, but
Really?
Yeah, it's outside. But I feel like that is the closest. Like my friends who are very Scottsdale vibe, they love Palma. But my favorite bar in downtown altogether is called Gracie's Tax Bar, and that one is old as fuck. It's like one of the oldest bars
Second floor bar.
No, it's just it's street level.
It's street level.
Yeah, but it's like the bathrooms are sick. You walk in the bathrooms, there's graffiti everywhere. You walk into the actual bar, it's like red light.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of weird characters.
You know a lot of the
there.
staff.
No, honestly, I'm not a person who like goes and like
he walks in.
You don't go out all.
They're like your usual.
No, that's my.
What's up, Jay?
That's my favorite bar in downtown, just because also the different vibes of people there. I like meeting new people and I like interesting people.
Yeah.
So I go to Scottsdale, I feel like I get a similar vibe. I don't see people that are different. You go to Gracie's, you're gonna see all sorts of people. You're gonna see the Scottsdale vibe too. Like you'll see every single type of person in Phoenix there.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. I like that. We should go.
Like I remember going there and I saw this guy. It was like 1 a.m. on a Saturday. He was just on his laptop typing away, and his laptop was half broken too, half the screen you couldn't see. So
Do you live in the building?
Yeah, no. So I just walked up to him and I started talking to him, and he was like, "I'm an author who's writing about nightlife in downtown Phoenix."
I love that attitude.
Yeah.
You never know who you're going to talk to.
That's what I do at bars. So that I'm notorious for being able to go up to people and make conversations, specifically men. I'm very good at going and talking to men. Maybe not the best at like going and picking up girls. Actually, I don't think I've ever gone to a bar and picked up a girl in my life. That's not my move. I'm more of a guy who needs to be around the girl.
It's easier in a club when they can't hear you talk because you're just like, hey, you.
What about DMs, James?
Yeah, no, I mean that's where I
that's where you thrive.
Excels.
I have in the past, just because with the first podcast I had, I would get a shitload of female attention from that, just because it was a mostly female podcast. So I would get a lot of DMs from that from girls all over the world. So that's where I would. In the past, probably 3-4 years, that has been, even probably longer, that's been my like staple. But I think for me, the best way for me to get a girl is repeated exposure to her. So she needs to know who I am before she's just going to make that move. I don't know how to go up to a girl at a club. And look, I think it's my own insecurities and my lack of faith.
Yeah,
oh, really? You don't?
I don't pick up girls at the club.
But you work there. You can't.
I just work there. I was just a manager, I'm not like a promoter.
I feel like that's pretty like big though. You're a manager.
You could throw that card out, and like get them to, I'm a manager of the club.
That's like me.
I'm not a tool, so I don't do that.
That makes sense. I don't like saying that I'm a lawyer to girls either.
So I'm like
yeah.
Same with me as a doctor.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little.
Maybe that's why we never get laid.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he has a girlfriend. He has guaranteed.
Yeah, because she's a nurse, so it worked out. Yeah, she knows he's a doctor,
Why aren't you dating anybody right now?
No one wants to date me. I asked a girl out.
I understand that.
This guy's too picky. He'll like talk to a girl one time, then he's like, "Oh, if anybody else talks to her, I'm gonna."
No,
get so
it's not
butthurt.
like that. No. But if I am talking to a girl and one of my friends starts talking to her, I'm over it right away.
He's also one of those guys that if a girl's like flirting with him, he's like completely oblivious to it, and like he's like, "Oh no, this girl's not interested in me," and then like she's like, "Why isn't Joel like interested in me? What's going on?"
Are you oblivious or do you act like you are?
Yeah, maybe I'm just not interested.
Or is it also that like, okay, is it you're not interested, or is it that you don't want to put yourself out there to get hurt?
That could be it too.
Because I feel like sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I'll play.
Probably a lot
I'll play dumb. Like of knowing a girl likes me.
I don't mind like putting yourself out there isn't the issue, but I definitely don't want to get hurt. I don't think anyone does.
So you. Okay, I understand though. This is that. So you start talking to a girl, right? Do your friends know that you're talking to her?
It just depends on the situation, the scenario. Are we talking like just in public? We're talking to someone.
Well, what happens?
Oh, yeah. He's saying, okay, yeah.
What happens with that?
If I'm talking to someone, it's a small town, Scottsdale.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of times where you'll be talking to a girl and then you find out someone else is talking to the same girl.
Yeah.
Which
I don't want to talk to like romantically to this girl, and she's talking like romantically or sexually.
Yeah. If
What's
you
a turn off?
It's turn off for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm over it right away.
Okay.
So I think Joel's more of like the type He
So it's tough.
he is like me in a sense. We don't like hoes for sure, you know.
Yeah.
We do like girls that are loyal for sure, for one, and then girls that just have your back and just, I guess, like having an actual girlfriend rather than someone that's just like you're dating and just like they're banging whoever, or like the Scottsdale like stereotype of the women that you were talking about earlier. You know, have you ever dated a Scottsdale girl?
No, I honestly haven't dated. Well, okay, I dated a girl for 7 years, and I will say that she, I feel like, became she not a Scottsdale, no, not even close, but like I feel like it's interesting. The girl I dated the longest for 7 years, she was the complete opposite of me. So like she was really materialistic, and not in a bad way. Like people will say, oh, like materialistic people are bad, or that's a negative trait to have. I don't have any judgment to somebody who likes things. Like that's no judgment from me.
Because they all like things.
Exactly. I'm just personally not that. I'm like on the opposite end of that. So
So it's tough.
So it's tough, and we butt heads. So no, I've never dated a girl who actually has been in the industry or anything like that. And because I don't think that me and them would probably vibe. And I could be completely wrong on that.
Yeah.
Again, this
No,
is
you're probably right.
My judgment. Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, also I was saying it's tough to date someone a lot younger than you too.
Okay.
But I don't know how old you are, but most of these girls are like barely 21.
Oh yeah, no, probably
Yeah,
can't.
there's a
be
huge
doing
difference.
that.
Yeah, if you start dating girls that are way younger, there is a difference in terms of age. Like you just bond with someone that's closer to your age, etc.
When they turn 25, they go to Biltmore. And
Oh,
they become, or
okay.
Arcadia. They become realtors.
I live in Arcadia. That's so true. How does that happen? Why do all these Scottsdale girls go and become realtors? Like, how is that happening? What
Like bottle
pipeline
service.
is that?
You just sell a house, but I think Biden just fucked it. Can you even get the same commission if you sell a house now, or is it?
I don't know. I don't know anything about real estate really.
So my hypothesis is that a lot of these girls that are in bottle service, they don't have. A lot of them didn't go to college. A lot of them went straight to bottle service. Some of them do. Like some of them basically like use the bottle service to basically as a mechanism to pay for their college, whatever, and then they go do nursing or whatever they happen to do, right? Or something bigger, start a business, etc. And I've seen a lot of that actually. But then there's the group that they're 18, they become a hostess, they become a bottle girl, and then they become a real estate agent for some reason.
Yeah.
And that we've seen memes of it, and it does happen to a lot of different Scottsdale girls. But I think it's just because.
And it works
it's
out
such
for a
an
lot
easy
of
way
them.
to make money. It's sales, basically what they've been doing the entire time. So it's easy for them to basically just list a house, sell it.
They never go and become attorneys.
It's interesting.
I'll tell you that.
Do you have a hypothesis about it?
No, I don't know. I was wondering if you guys knew where the pipeline was, if there was this mastermind guy or a girl out
I
there
just making them all
right?
real
Like,
estate
doing this. Yeah, fucking.
Hi, I hire most of the realtors in town.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, to some extent. I mean, I feel like bottle girls, though, make so much fucking money. That's the crazy thing. It's insane.
They used to. I don't.
It's an easy path to make a lot of money if they're hot,
It's been on a decline.
Really?
From someone in the industry, it has.
No,
and they just started, like, a lot of them, like, have to pay these taxes and, like, it's really tracked a lot more than it used to be.
Yeah, no, I heard about this, about, like,
it
tips
used to be tracked so hard, and now it's very, like, everyone's very on top of it.
Yeah.
And so I don't think they make as much. I don't think it's worth it almost to a point.
Really?
I mean, I don't want to like put that out. You can edit that, but like,
because you.
I
work
tell
there.
them, I'm like, I don't know if this is worth it. I'm like, you might be better off like you might make more money as a server at a restaurant, almost,
okay.
but only not because so much of the money factors are not worth it. That's not exactly what I'm saying. The fact that you have to go out every single weekend and night and those hours are nuts.
Yeah.
They're toxic. Those hours are, we were just talking about this with someone. Like
it's got to be hard to hold a relationship. It's got to be hard to deal with visiting family. Like, can you imagine you're out every single Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
for the
Sunday
money.
night?
But I don't know if the trade-off is correct, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. That makes sense. Because I always thought if I could be a bottle girl, I would.
You think you would?
Bro, they have them in Mexico. All the the Mexican in Cabo, like all the dudes are the bottle girls. I'm not even kidding. Have you been to Cabo?
Yeah. But
you notice it's all dudes?
They
just take all the bottle girl jobs. It's all dudes. I'm like, you motherfuckers. I was like, I want a hot girl. And they're like, you got to pay for a hooker. And I'm like, no, I just want a bottle girl to pour in my bottle. I go, get this dude out of here. Get a girl over here. What's going on? They're like, oh, we're all dudes. I was like, oh.
Another thing, it's almost like a full-time job for them too, because they work those nights, but then they also have to do like outings, so they have to like go promote the club. So they go promote the club. They have to come out to like one of their sister bars, whatever happens to be, and basically talk to people or just be there. So it looks like there's volume in there. And then not only that, sometimes like the bottle girls specifically have to like go to dinner with a client, whatever, just to like encourage them to buy a bottle or something. Yeah. So it's a lot more than it seems than that.
You guys are making it seem like, they're working really hard. And honestly, you know what?
They're probably not.
They might be. They might be. Look, I'm sorry for ever discriminating against any bottle girl.
They
you
have
guys
it really
are
bad.
We're just trying to make you feel bad, man.
Yeah, you guys.
They're basically homeless, Jay.
Not only homeless, but also working.
They're
working and
they're
still
your type,
homeless.
Man.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you a date with a bottle girl.
God, I don't know about that.
That would be the best.
All of a sudden he's dating a bottle girl.
I would only I would date a bottle girl if I could record.
Ass, man.
Yeah. Fuck. If that's on the table, then maybe I have to consider.
We know a few.
We know some. Yeah, that eat ass.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes. Which ones? Tell me.
All right, I'll make an ass-eating list.
Yeah, make an ass-eating list so that I know which bars to go to.
If you eat ass and you like Jay, please call 1-800.
Just let us know. Just DM us and we'll put you guys in contact.
Yeah. I'm down for it.
Eating ass, bottle girl, works hard, homeless.
Tell us more about yourself. So you work 5 days a week?
Yes, I do.
So what do you do on the weekends?
I work still for the podcast and stuff like
that's
that.
it. You're 7 days a week.
It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah. No, I be grinding.
Do you take any vacations?
To be honest, no, but it's mostly because like I'm a homebody type of person, so it doesn't feel like, damn.
So you like living here then?
It's interesting. I like living here because I feel like all my friends are here, but the thing is, it's weird growing up in California. I have this like pride in a way, and I don't know if a lot of people. I think that if you're from California and you're born there, it almost sticks with you. It's almost like American pride, like you watching the Olympics and you have that USA. I have that too, but also for California. I remember growing up and being like, I'm from the best state in the best country in the world. Like that was the type of like pride I have. So
America.
Yeah. So growing up and having that pride for like California and still having that within me, I always drift towards California and wondering if that's my better place. Also, the fact of the matter is I don't know if I am compatible with girls here, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's another question for
me. North Scottsdale. Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah. The thing is, I have to put myself out there too. Girls aren't gonna fall in my lap. It's just I have to get out of that mindset that a girl is just gonna show up on my doorstep.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you ever meet anyone? I was gonna say at work, but you don't really want to talk about work too much.
Yeah, no, I definitely keep work and personal separate.
Totally cool.
Yeah. So even with like dating anybody, I would never date anybody at work or anything.
You can't because it just ruins it for you.
It's not a good vibe, and I've heard so many horror stories with that happening. Yeah. Also, even though talking about like a podcast too, like I'm very particular about not having any. I have people that do a couple things for me here and there, and I feel like it's important for me to keep that separation because it's going to ruin the business if it doesn't work out. I mean, for example, Whitney, we couldn't do anything because it would ruin the podcast if we didn't marry each other. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh,
exactly. So it's too high stakes,
That's why I can't date Joel,
Yeah, exactly. I always wonder.
They're never going to keep us apart.
That sucks. Have you guys ever kissed?
No.
Thought
One
about
day.
it? Huh? Have you thought about it though?
Not till just now. You got to think about it.
Someday.
Have you guys ever had?
We'll make sure to record it.
Have you ever kissed a guy?
No. My dad. I get asked that a lot. That's funny.
About kissing your dad?
Actually, we started talking about this the other day with with Whitney.
Oh, yeah.
Remember we were talking about the trans turtle thing?
Yes.
She's like, have you kissed a man? I was like, my dad.
I've kissed my dad too, though. So I don't think that's weird. People made that seem weird, but I've kissed my dad when I was growing up.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
At one age, though, you stop kissing him. Like Tom Brady's son,
I think when I'm 40, I'll stop.
You're still kissing me. Well, is it on the lips or on the cheeks?
Is it like how
on the forehead?
That's
not bad. Yeah.
That's a pretty cool move as an adult to do to your dad. I might try to do that to my dad, but my dad's taller than me, so it's like
you have to like jump.
Oh, that's
I might miss and hit his lips.
Is your dad still in California?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I feel like dads would probably love that. They're like, hell yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that dads will like that. Have you kissed your mom or only your dad?
Oh man, my poor mother. I was telling my brother today. I just saw her yesterday. Since you brought her up, I have a nightmare every time I see her.
Give me a second.
Wait, what is the nightmare?
It's always different. This time I was in prison, and I was like, "Mom, why do I have a nightmare every time I know I'm going to see you? Like, there's something to this, right?"
Oh, you had a nightmare that you were in prison, so it's not about her. You just have nightmares.
She wasn't in the nightmare, no. But the only reason I've noticed a trend is because the other day I was telling her I had a nightmare when I saw her, and I was like, then I had another one the other day when I knew I was going to see her the next day, and I go, it's weird that I'm having a nightmare every time I know I'm going to see you. I'm not saying she's the reason I'm having it, but it's happening every time she's around.
What was your nightmare about you being in prison?
It was actually kind of fun. It was me trying to escape the entire night.
Is that a nightmare?
David woke me up in the middle of it, called me. I was like, dude, I was having the craziest nightmare. It was scary. I couldn't get out, but
But you were trying.
I was trying the entire dream, but I was like using cars and boats. And
cars in the prison.
Yeah, I know. It's a weird prison. It's like one of those prisons that like maybe it's from a movie or something.
Yeah. A prison where they have
and they're trying to escape on the cars.
Honestly, that's pretty sick.
It was scary in the dream. It had me. It was a nightmare.
Talking about dreams, I was talking to this girl today about a dream, and I was saying, the worst types of dreams are actually really, really good dreams because then you wake up and you're like, damn, that's not my life.
Yep.
Right?
That is a shitty dream. Yeah,
have you had dreams like that?
No.
You've never had a dream like that?
No.
Have you had a dream like that? Or is it just me? Am I tripping?
I got to start writing them down, to be honest with you.
What type do you say?
Like, okay, you have a dream, right? And it's so good that when you wake up, you're like, fuck. I wish I was still dreaming.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
well,
anyways, that happens a lot.
So that's happened so many times to me, and this is when I actually started looking into lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
I started actually trying these different little things so you can be in control of your dreams and kind of understand it. And there's been times I've never been able to fully control it, but there's been times where I'm like, all right, this is a dream, and I understand what's going on. You could do anything. You're Superman, basically.
Yeah.
You could kick some ass.
Exactly.
You could do whatever. It's basically like a video game. So I've had those, and when you're dreaming, and you're it's the best experience ever. I wish I could live in this world,
100%.
But then there's been times where you just can't control it, and then it's such a bad dream, but then you wake up and you're just so happy that that's not your reality,
Yes, I love those dreams as well.
I've had those.
Those are the dreams that I like, when it's bad. That's why I think I was thinking about this. Nightmares are actually the best dreams because when you wake up,
what a relief. Yeah.
Exactly.
I still have, I was in the Army 7 years, and so I still will have dreams where I'm in the Army doing something, and I'm
shit.
and I wake up, I'm like, fuck, I'm not in anymore. Oh my God, yes, I'm out. I'm not.
God.
Army's like prison. You know? So it literally is like a prison. You're going nowhere.
Do you think that dreams have any does it affect your reality at all, do you think? Or do you think it's just something you just take in and does it have any meaning to you? Or is it, do you think it's just random? Your brain just coming up with random stuff or?
So are you talking about whether it impacts you after you have the dream? I think that definitely can happen. I think a dream can impact your life moving forward after having that dream because you could wake up feeling shitty from that dream. And I've had days where I felt shitty from a dream and it half my day was shitty. So I've definitely had that. But if you're also asking whether or not the dreams actually mean something about your subconscious, I also think that is true as well. I think that it's some thought you had just expressing itself in a different reality, it's like a fable or a story, right? It's like I'm trying to teach you a lesson, or this is the thoughts that you are having in this artistic way almost.
Yeah.
So I do think that does happen. But yeah, no, I like dreams. The thing is that when I was smoking a lot, I couldn't dream. So I didn't dream for the longest amount of time because I would smoke before.
Which is why I think I smoke so much.
Yeah, it's because you don't want to dream.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like it's interesting because if you smoke a lot for a long time at night and then you stop smoking, you'll actually have the craziest dreams.
Yeah, because I took a week off not long ago.
And you have the craziest dreams, right?
Yeah, no, I did.
And because that really does happen. I think it's because you're actually not hitting full REM when you smoke before bed, which kind of sucks, but because sleeping is apparently
there's facts. Yeah, if you smoke before bed, you don't, and you're more tired the next day.
Yeah, so
you're groggy the next day for a reason.
But okay, being a manager at nightclubs, I'm shifting. But being a manager at nightclubs, do you drink a lot there or not really?
You're not allowed to. If you're a good manager, you don't.
Okay.
You got to deal with the cops a lot.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'll say this is that before I did the law that I'm doing now, I actually did a lot of dram shop cases. So I was insurance defense for bars. So I would represent a lot of bars and stuff like that.
Tell us a good one. Can you tell us?
I can't tell.
I'll tell you with these laws, it's like they're so old fashioned.
Yeah.
And, like for example, if you go, you have a drink at my bar, you one drink and that was it, and then you go to 5 other bars and have a drink and you kill someone.
Yep.
Every single bar has to chip in and pay
the
settlement, where they go and look, and people like you go and research and find out where he was drinking that night and how we make this cheaper for each person. And
there's a very fine line with that too, like you don't know what drink pushes them over the edge. They could have been totally coherent before that.
That is the argument. So I was the person who would represent the bars in those cases, right?
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so I was the defense.
We still always lose.
Yeah. I mean, it's always a payout. It's because you guys have insurance, and insurance isn't going to want to necessarily take something to trial unless it's 100% a winner.
Because it could cost them more money.
Exactly. Yep. So you guys are saying you're paying out, but really it's your insurance company that's paying out to some extent.
Yeah,
so
you have to have insurance.
Yeah. So I would say that, I mean, it's super interesting what you're saying is what it comes down to is whatever bar is serving a person past the point of visible intoxication. So if you're serving somebody,
they should be liable.
That's the one who is liable. So at the end of the day, say you are the first bar. Say you are the first bar, right? And you only gave them one drink, and they were completely they were fine. There's surveillance footage of them walking out of the bar.
Surveillance footage is key.
Yeah, walking out of the bar completely fine, and they only had one drink. And you could prove that they only had one drink. To be honest, if I was that lawyer, I would say that there's zero liability. And if they want to fight us in this case, we should go to trial.
Yep.
Me personally, if I was the lawyer in that case. So if that bar is paying out and they're the first drink, I think that's ridiculous.
I'll tell you the name of a bar that it happened to because they're closed down and they don't exist anymore. But Q Club on Mill, my buddy's parents used to own them, and they finally just had to close because they kept getting hit with this thing. It was like every 3 years they got hit again with another one of these. And they're like, they couldn't do it anymore until they finally just. Did you ever go to Q Club?
Yeah, I did. It's actually interesting because I actually got kicked out of Q Club one time.
Their security is whack.
Well,
and they know
I mean, I was doing some. The crazy thing is, it was my senior bar crawl at ASU, and we went to every bar on Mill and had one drink at every bar, and we started on the other end. We started on the other end. So Q Club was one of the last bars coming the other way.
You didn't make it.
You already blacked out at that point.
Yeah.
Did you just keep going after you got kicked out?
No, yeah, we kept going. Like we kept going after that. We went to Fat Tuesdays, all of them.
Bro, Q Club, you walk in and they hand you freaking Long Island.
We would get the specialty drinks too at each bar. So we would get the Long Island. At Zuma, they had like the pitchers.
Yeah, they have the Red Bull buckets or whatever.
At Rula Bula, even though it's not there anymore, we got Irish car bombs. Like we
did the same thing actually.
yeah. But anyways, like I remember going into Q Club. One thing I was doing, and again, this is kind of bad, but what I was doing at each bar too, I was taking a light bulb. Like a small, like one of their light bulbs.
A little souvenir.
Yeah. And so then I just had
That's so mean.
I had.
So you're meaner than me.
I had pockets of light bulbs walking into the club too.
That's pretty funny.
And this is like in the middle of the day, so this is not nighttime. We started at like 12.
Hey, we're missing a light bulb, and we know it was you. Someone said.
But at Q Club, what I started doing was like I went to the DJ set and I would just like turn down the music because there was no DJ at the time because it's noon or it's 3 at this this point, and I would just turn off the music, and then people would look around and be like, "Why is the music off?" And then I would turn it back on, and they didn't catch it for the like 3 times I did it, and then they finally caught me, and then they kicked me out. And then after that, I started smashing the light bulbs outside. It was not a good.
I got kicked
That was
out
your
of-
escape.
Yeah.
If they were stink bombs, that would have been better.
Yeah, that was not good.
Oh man, yeah, stink bombs. Their bathroom's right in the middle of the club, so people it would stink there all the time like that.
That happened about 7 years ago, so statute of limitations has ran. So
We're good. Okay,
I'm
you can
good.
tell
All right,
about
we're
that one.
yeah,
They don't exist anymore. You're good.
yeah.
On one of your podcasts, you were talking about control in dating. So in other words, like I'm the type of person that I'll kind of let my girlfriend do whatever she wants, type thing. I'll be like, she wants to go out with her friends, that's fine. Like, go ahead and do it. I won't like stop her or do anything like that. And if she wants to go out, great. Anyways, there's been a lot of people that have very controlling relationships. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. I saw your take on there. You said that it's best not to control the person that you love, type thing, or the person you care about, because that kind of gives them the effect that you have basically more trust in them. I just want to hear a little bit more about that in terms of your aspect, because you had a good kind of little spiel that you were talking about.
Yeah, I think that like when it comes to dating somebody, right? First of all, if you're dating somebody and you don't have trust for them, if it's because they have shown you that you shouldn't trust them, then it's on you to walk away from that relationship. So that's number one.
Exactly.
But number two, if you don't have trust for them and they haven't shown you any reason not to trust them, then you need to look internally in yourself and say, why am I insecure here? What is going on with me where I can't trust somebody? And you need to work that out before you get in a relationship to begin with, because you're right. Like, going into a relationship with trust issues and being that controlling person will push a girl away to some extent, because she's going to want to feel free from you for maybe momentarily. She'll be with you for even years. She could be with you because she might be brainwashed into thinking, this guy, you might have brainwashed her through manipulation and control. You might have brainwashed her into staying with you. But there's going to be a point where that stops, because another guy's going to come into her life who's going to show her, I'm not going to control you. I like you for who you are. And she's going to get attracted to that and then go that way. So I think that control actually leads to cheating. I don't think it leads.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I think that if you are less controlling and you allow a person to be free and do whatever they want, if they cheat on you, they cheat on you.
Exactly.
Have you ever cheated with not on someone you're dating, been the guy that some girl was cheating on their husband or boyfriend with?
I would say the only time maybe, and this doesn't even count, but like maybe I made out with a girl who had a boyfriend in high school. But like I'm very serious about not being that person. So I think even in hI didn't even know about that until after the fact. I just
think that if a girl has a free will as a human, and I know we have laws and stuff, but that none of them are against it. I think if a girl wants, I think you can go to prison for it. But I think if a girl wants to be with someone else and she doesn't want to be with me, then okay.
Exactly.
And so having said that, the other way around, if a girl wants to hook up with me, even she has a boyfriend or a husband, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think that I understand that's reasonable for you to have that thought process. I think that I'm weirdly principled about certain things in my life. So that's just one thing that...
It will get me shot one day.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the crazy thing.
Because not everyone is so chill about it.
And that's the crazy thing, because it will only be second-degree murder probably.
She gives you a room
God
key.
damn it.
She gives you a room key.
You're like, all right.
His ideal fantasy is getting a global ambassador to give him a room key. So some married lady comes up, person says, "Hey, I'm married, but here's my room key, Joel."
It's a new fantasy.
Yeah. Global ambassador.
I just want him to walk up and give me a key. So I just need to go sit there more often, drink a coffee, just like walk up. I'll be like,
so
Papa hymns.
Does it turn you on even more knowing that she is?
No, in fact,
married?
less. No.
Okay.
No, it would be great if she was single.
Okay.
I'd marry her. Be like, oh, you fulfilled my fantasy. But a lot of times it goes down or they have a husband or a fiance or something.
Is it ever somebody that you know?
And,
like the guy, do you know?
Oh, no, I would never do that to someone I knew. No.
Okay.
So it has to be someone you don't know, for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I'm not like purposely conniving. It's like I said, it's as simple as if a girl's down to hook up, I'm like, okay, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not cheating on anyone, and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not saying I go around doing this. I have done it before.
So I guess another thing about me that's maybe different is that I am very serious about sex in general. So I don't just like fuck girls or hook. I've never hooked up with a girl in my life. So when it comes to that, like I wouldn't have sex with a girl if I didn't think that there's a possibility that I am going to date that girl. And
Is this a germ thing?
No, it's not a germ thing. It's just the fact that I feel like, you know, I feel like I need to be comfortable with somebody before I have sex with them, or else I don't think I'll find enjoyment out of it. And I feel like I need emotional connection from a girl before I just fuck her. And that's just me personally. And like, again, that's very weird. I don't think
that's not weird at all.
I think it's the normal, you know?
Yeah.
It should be the normal.
Yeah.
I think it is very weird, the people that just, you know, have sex with anybody and just don't even, there is no emotional connection, and it's just that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's weird.
Yeah.
But and plus it's probably not as good either. Like
that's what at least I've experienced. But what my point was is that the reason that I wouldn't do that with a girl who's cheating on somebody is that I don't think that I would date a girl who cheated on somebody. Right. So I might date a girl who's cheated on somebody before, but she had to have like she must have grown before I started dating her again, right? But I'm not going to date a girl who cheated on a guy and then left him for me. No, I wouldn't do that, because how do I know that that girl is trustworthy to begin with? So that's my personal thing, is that because I don't have sex with just girls unless I think that I'm possibly going to date them, I would know that I wasn't going to date that girl when I had sex with her.
Yeah. I've always wanted to know how those relationships work out. Those people that like they cheat on someone with someone else and they start dating.
Yeah.
And like if they work out or if they get cheated on or like what happens. It'd be kind of interesting to learn more about those.
I think it's different for all of them.
But I've had some friends that done that.
I think
they're still
most
together.
girls that cheat on
they are. So it has
married.
worked.
They got married. They're great.
So my theory might be completely fucking off.
Well, in my experience, anyone that I know that's cheated on their boyfriend, and I know the whole story, it's usually because they're not having sex.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I think that happens a lot.
Right. That's usually the main reason that I've noticed.
Yeah.
Interesting. Why do you think they stopped having sex? Is because the guy stopped having
There's
sex?
so many different reasons, but usually the guy can't get hard or something.
Really?
Yeah. It's like something.
Sometimes this is a hot take, but like sometimes there's moments where I like teeth.
Really? Hey, have you ever heard of punch porn? We were talking about this yesterday.
We just want to make sure that she's got them.
You know,
like, let me feel those teeth.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to feel something down there sometimes. I don't know. But yeah, no, it is interesting because I feel like going back to the emotional connection, I'm scared that if I don't have that emotional connection, I won't be able to get hard.
Yeah.
So that's probably like another reason on top of it why I just don't hook up with people.
I think if the more you think about it, the more it's probably going to affect you. Like I've been over that for years. That was like early college times or whatever. So I've never dealt with that again since then. But it was like, for whatever reason, that stress, I don't know if it was just anxiety or what it was, but I got over it in some ways. And that even just having that medication available as a coping mechanism, it helped at that time. And then I think it just got over it in my head, and I was like overthinking things, and like that was the only thing I could think about sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's interesting what the brain does to just the human body in general. You know, it's a fascination of mine.
No, 100%.
But yeah, have you ever experienced this?
No, I have. Well, maybe there was one time where it was like not fully erect when I was really, really like, I was probably blacked out drunk, to be honest.
I think that's a common one.
Yeah.
All the time.
But so I want to talk though about like your relationship. When was the last time you were in a relationship?
COVID.
Yeah. How long did it last?
Not all of COVID, but like maybe a full year.
Oh, wow. What happened? Why did you guys break up?
I was traveling a lot, but I would have her come visit. Like I was in Houston a lot.
Okay.
So it was a long distance one.
No, I mean, I lived here. I've never moved from here. I've been here the whole time, but I was going to Houston a lot. Remember when I was opening those clinics, and but then I think she maybe dated someone that was a liar before me. So like I would be like, I'm here doing this, and then it was always like, oh, I want to be there. Like it felt like she thought everything I was saying was a lie, and I was
so
like,
she thought you were
I can't.
cheating.
Maybe that's what she thought. I could see how she might think that.
So you broke it off because
So I broke it off twice. The first time I broke it off, I can't really remember, but I was like, this is it. This isn't working.
Yeah.
So we broke up, and then we ran into each other somewhere because it's a small town. We ran into each other. I knew her sister used to work for me. That's how I met her, through her sister. I said, look, and I didn't want to get back with her. She had done something to piss me off. I forget what it was. And I was like, I'm.
Did you block her?
So when I break up with someone, I think the best thing to do, since you asked, is zero contact.
I 100% agree.
So the only way to do that is to block them.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
I hate to do it, but that's just the way I do it. I pull the plug completely.
It also depends on the breakup. You know, if it was like a mutual breakup and like you're like, all right, this just isn't working, and they're like, oh yeah, this isn't working, and then you guys are compatible and friends. Then I've had some relationships that are okay with that, but I've also had the malignant ones where you're like, oh no, I just want to be away from this, and they're trying to like go after you for everything, or like trying to like just stab you somehow, you know.
But also, I'll finish really quick.
Yeah,
the way it went down was she was mad at me because I was out at a dinner with my old partner, with Ramin and them. I was at Toka, and she was like, I need to be there, but it was a boring medical bullshit dinner, and I was like, why are you being like this? She goes, you know what? I'm not going to talk to you for 2 days. And I go, you know what? If you don't talk to me for 2 days, I'm going to break up with you. And I told her, and she didn't talk to me for 2 days, and I broke up with her. And that was the end. And I literally blocked her on everything, and she got really mad about that. Her friends came and found me, and they're like, why would you ghost your girlfriend like that? I go, well, you don't even know what's going on. But I told her if she did that to me, that was...
Because she ghosted you first.
Yeah, I was like, well, she started it. I hate to sound like a little kid.
She pulled a Joel on you. Yeah. She blocked you.
You got upset about it.
I remember when I got back with her after the first time.
That's probably when you started blocking people.
I go, look, the only way we're getting back is if I fuck you in the ass. And I told her that, and she's like, okay, so we got back together.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I remember I called Ramin, came in the door, my old roommate, and he goes, what are you doing? I go, she said, if I fuck her in the ass, we can get back together. And he's like, I was like, so I'll see you later.
So you like anal, but
I do occasionally. Obviously not that much because it was just the one time.
But like anal over ass eating for you?
Because if it's in the same category, it's like it's fun to do it every once in a while, you know.
Okay. Because there's a lot of people that say that, like, you know, if you're a guy and you really like anal a lot, that shows that you're gay.
Yeah,
what do you guys
100%.
think? You think that's real?
I totally agree. I have a friend that's super into anal. I tell him all the time.
You think he's gay?
I'm like, bro, why are you so much into anal?
I've never been into it. I had a girl that was.
I'm not that into it either, but I like ass eating.
I'm down though. It's fun.
Yeah, I had a girl that only wanted anal. That's all she wanted, right? And like I did it a couple times, and I was like, all right, this is cool, like whatever. And then she like that's all she wanted, and I was like, all right, this is kind of weird at this point, you know, like like who only gets banged in the ass? Like it's a weird thing.
See, I've never experienced.
It's a different type of orgasm for them. Girls have like 10 different types of orgasms. I looked this up in an old episode, and there's like a nipple orgasm they can have, and an ass orgasm. An ass orgasm apparently is more thunderous. At least that's the adjective.
Yeah, no, I've heard this.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've never had an ass orgasm, but maybe
maybe you'll love it, man.
Maybe you'll be thunderous. Yeah. Well, okay. What about how long have you been dating her?
About 3 years now. So.
3 years. Oh, so you guys are like legit.
I like being in relationships actually. So I've never I've been like in series of like long-term relationships. I had like the longest one was like 7 years. Like I had the 3-year one, like a 7-year one, and then now this most recent one, like a 3-year one. But I kind of like been single for a brief time. I actually don't like being single, to be honest, most of the time, because it's nice to like have someone to come home to, someone that's loyal to, someone that has your back, someone that you could like just chat about your day with, you know.
100%.
It's great to have guy friends like that, but yeah, like as a girlfriend, it's great just to have that. I like sleeping with someone.
Yes.
Just, you know, being able to like hug them, whatever, kiss them when they get home. So I've always been in a relationship. I've never been a type that I couldn't stay single. It's hard for me. Like I don't like going out and like talking, and like it's fun going to meet new people and talking to like new girls, etc. But for me in particular, like it gets old after a while, you know. You're like, oh my god,
I might be single forever.
Same story every day.
Yeah, it's easy for you to.
I love it.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely like you. I'm more of a monogamous type. Like, so I went from a 7-year to a 2-year.
Yep.
But like recently, not recently, it's been a year now, but I've completely tried to stop dating. Again, to go back from the beginning of the podcast to learn to love myself. Because what I was doing a lot is I was relying on girls to fill my cup, to give me validation, to make myself feel lovable, instead of actually having internal love for myself. And so that's the big lesson that I'm trying to get at, is to find that love within me before I can love somebody else. And that's really what I'm struggling with right now. But going off to the, what were you?
No, and that's exactly, so anyways, I went to Indiana, and anyways, I was dating a girl when I was in New Mexico, and anyways, I went to Indiana to follow this girl because she was doing a residency out there. Anyways, I love this girl. Like, she's a great girl. I dated her for 7 years, whatever. And then we had like a year apart because I was living in New Mexico. She was still doing her residency out there. And we kind of had this area where we kind of lost something in that year that we were apart, because that long distance. So anyways, when I got out there, you could tell she already had like her own like friendships, and it was completely different. I had no friends out there. So it was like the only thing I had was her, basically. And then it got to a point where it was just like kind of a malignant relationship, like do this and this and this. Like it was never like a happy conversation every time we like talked because she was so busy with work, and it just became so malignant. I just dreaded it,
Yeah.
But then I was kind of depressed after that, to be honest. And I actually came here to Scottsdale to meet one of my best friends, and that's when I started like meeting new people. They were treating me good. These people were like super friendly in Scottsdale, and like they felt like family compared to Indiana. And it took me a while to kind of get into that new phase, like to get over that like relationship and to get, I guess, over my own, like, it was like my own defense mechanisms of just trying not to meet someone like that again, or trying to like be in that type of relationship. So I kind of went through my single phase and slowly kind of started dating a few girls. Then I started dating a few girls, and I was like, these are the girls I don't want,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a process. You go in and out of like the good and the bad, and you learn from previous relationships. Yeah. And for me, it turned out great right now, so that's where I'm at now. But have a great relationship at the moment.
Do you guys ever want to, like, either of you ever want to get married and have kids?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'd love to have kids, to be honest. That I think like that's kind of a deal breaker for me if they don't want to have kids. That was when my last girlfriend, she didn't want to have kids, and I kind of had a problem with that. I think I might have been part of the problem as well, in terms of that relationship, and kind of pulled back a little bit because of that, because it changed like middle of the relationship. She said she didn't, but I don't know. Is that a deal breaker for you, do you think?
Kids, I think, probably definitely is a
You don't want kids?
No, I do want kids.
Oh, yeah,
I do
me
want
too.
kids.
Cool.
But so this might be a cheat code for her. I don't know if she listens, but what do you think will make you want to get married to a girl?
So for me, like I said, loyalty is one. Her having my back even when I'm wrong type situation. So I want someone to like fight for you no matter what type thing. So like if someone's messes with my girl, even if she's wrong, like I'm gonna have her back. You know what I mean? And then not only that, but just like compatibility. Like does she like your family, your friends? Is she easy to get along with? Do you like still doing like the similar things, like the same things to do fun? Like do you like I like country music, I like different things. Is she into that? Is she into whatever type of interest I have? Like that has to be a thing. If there's people that are great that I like and love, whatever, but it just there's not that compatibility or chemistry. But I feel like my current girlfriend, like we're very compatible on so many different levels, and it really comes down to when she's ready for that. She's very young. She's younger than me, but I don't think she's quite ready for marriage quite yet. But I think at some point, most definitely, we're growing that way. So I think our relationship has slowly grown, and it's getting better, and I think we're getting closer and closer to that. But yeah, maybe soon. I'm not sure.
What do you think you look for in a partner that you would marry?
Someone that I would just like vow to live with the rest of my life. All the things Jerome said, I totally agree with, but I don't see that person ever coming around. But I do want kids.
Oh, okay. So like adoption or just?
I don't plan on leaving Scottsdale. I like the area, and I'm just this town is. I don't know. I don't want to say it's tough because I'm fine. I travel, I meet people, but like I don't see me meeting that person around here.
So maybe I wasn't wrong to say
I think he has
that.
the same feeling about girls here as you do.
A little bit, but not in a negative way. I just think the town is too small, and I think maybe in a little bit of a negative way. But so yeah, I guess I don't want to lie. Yeah, I guess I do have a little. I do have that same opinion about a lot of the females in Scottsdale are. very skin deep.
Yeah.
And I've said that on several podcasts. Like, but a lot of it's age too. It's hard for me to have a conversation with someone that's a lot younger than me.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I want to go to a point though that you brought up about, you said that you want a partner who's going to always have your back against somebody else. Like, I can understand that point, but even if you're in the wrong, but say that she has your back in that moment against somebody else, do you want a partner that will then challenge you behind closed doors?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think that that's my biggest problem that I haven't really found in my partners, that I haven't ever found somebody who I felt challenged me to be a better person. And that's something that I think I realized that I need in a partner is to feel challenged, because I feel like feeling challenged makes you want to be a better person too. You know what I mean? Like seeing somebody and admiring them for who they are makes you want to work harder and better yourself in order to even match their level.
Yeah.
And that's good. You're wise, Jay.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think about, like the younger the girl is, it seems like the more they care about like the petty things. So kind of as I've gotten older, I start to see bigger picture, like things that matter, things that actually like matter in a relationship, rather than just like, who cares if she did something like with her friends or something and like didn't come home at a certain time or whatever. Like little things like that don't matter, you know, but like the bigger picture things, like if she really cares about you, like she like goes out of her way to find a thoughtful gift for you. She like goes out of her way to make sure like if there's, I don't know, like a toothpick on the floor, she doesn't want you to step on it or something, or just the little things in life. Like she's just a good person.
Yes.
Those are the things I cherish and I care about more than like the little petty things that are little everyday things, you know?
Yeah.
So I think when I was very immature, I'd get mad at like certain little things like that. And it kind of brought down my relationship and tore them down. But as I've gotten older, I've just understood like, hey, this is the bigger picture thing. Like, why am I going to fight about this like little petty thing? Like, let's just have fun tonight. Like, let's enjoy our lives. Life is short, you know?
100%.
But I don't know. What are some of the things that you've kind of learned like as time has gone on in terms of relationships, your past relationships, etc.?
So I think that I am a very selfish partner. And I think that goes back to me learning to love myself first. Because I think that once I feel complete in myself, I'll be able to give more to other people. In all the relationships I've had, it's always been like, not in a controlling way, but more in a way of like, I'm going to just do whatever I want. I don't really care what you do, but I'm going to still just do me regardless of anything, regardless of maybe how it makes you feel in that moment. Which is not good when you have a partnership. I think relationships in general come with sacrifice, and I think that you found the right one when the sacrifice doesn't feel like a sacrifice. And that's really what I'm looking for too. But I think this stems back to me.
They accept
again.
you for you.
Exactly. And I think that that's another thing that I'm looking for, is somebody who doesn't like me for maybe who likes me for all of me rather than parts of me. I feel like maybe the first relationship I had for 7 years, I think that she liked the direction I was going in for my career. And also, I feel like I am charismatic, so she was attracted to that stuff, but maybe she didn't really care about my deep side that much. She didn't really care about having those deep conversations, and I need somebody who's able to do that with me, again, to challenge my own thoughts. So that's really what I am currently looking for. But the thing is that at this moment, I think that if a girl came in and tried to challenge my thoughts, I don't think that I would even be able to accept that, because I am not confident enough in myself to accept that criticism without taking offense to it. So, and that's something that I'm learning to get through at this point. So that's really what I'm doing right now. But
it's hard it's hard to be honest, it's actually hard to be open to that sometimes. Like I used to be very bad at taking like negative things in a way that would be productive or constructive. But I've gotten a lot better than at that now recently, especially with relationships, work,
I'm
everything
bad at
else. But
I see that in myself.
How do you handle it usually?
Well, I'm bad at what Jerome was saying as far as taking negative things. I have a quick reaction time on everything. So and not like physically, but
But you're reactionary to situations and moments.
so I have to get better at not caring, but
Yeah, I would say you're good at giving advice, not good at getting advice.
Right.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I think that being reactionary is very important, especially like as males in relationships, because I think that the number one thing, and I actually talk about this in a podcast that's releasing, but I think that the number one thing that girls look for in guys is just stability. And so one of my best friends, I think that one of his biggest problems, it's not that he doesn't get girls, but I think that he hasn't been able to keep a relationship for a long time because he's a very reactionary person. And I think that a girl will view that as instability. And I think that what girls are really looking for in males in general is somebody who shows stability. So
that's good. Yeah. And like I said, I see that though. And I've actually been, just all around been working on that, actual thing as soon as drum set. Cause especially like, not even just bad things. I don't take compliments well either.
I'm terrible at taking compliments though too. I understand that.
You don't have to do anything. You just take it.
I know, but
it's uncommon,
awkward. It doesn't it feel awkward though? Like when somebody says something like, "What do you?"
Oh, you don't have to say anything back.
I look handsome. What?
Dude, don't fucking tell me I look good.
Yeah. No, exactly.
But girls are like, did they shrug them off? They're like, whatever.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, this whole thing.
It's funny. It's funny because I literally talked to my therapist about this yesterday about how I didn't take compliments.
I could have saved you some money.
Yeah, you could have. Honestly, that's crazy. That's crazy that you brought that up.
That's funny.
But
yesterday, we were doing the podcast, and some friends came in. We were telling you earlier, and so I got up and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna leave. I had work to do, so I came here to do the podcast, and they were just talking in the background.
I know, it was annoying.
So we had got enough material. I wasn't like rude about it or anything, but I was like, I think I'm just gonna head out because our friends wouldn't leave. But my buddy was a little drunk, and he's in here and he's talking shit to me. You know how he does. And I was like, I have been working on taking people talking to me like this. So I literally just was standing there. It like came in my head. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I just don't reply. And so he's talking all this shit, and I just didn't say a word back. And he just walked away, and I was like, that really works. It works.
Yeah. For me, when people talk shit, I just agree with them. I think that also works.
No, it helps. It does. Yeah.
Yeah, you agreeing with them and being like, you're right. I do suck dick.
But that's reactionary.
I am gay. Yeah. I like it in my ass. You're right. How'd you know?
I have a friend that's exactly like this. He said he's always like, oh, you're gay. This, that. I'm like, then I just started like accepting whatever he says.
Exactly.
I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever, man. Thanks.
Well, I was actually trying to. That's fun to do. Don't get me wrong, but I actually have heard that if you just don't say anything,
that's true.
That it kills them.
I've
heard that, and I can see like he actually walked away.
Now,
like,
so we're talking to you.
Yeah. So why does he talk shit to you? Just like
it's a friend,
yeah.
Friends,
yeah.
I can't help myself.
No, I do that all the time.
To my friends.
Actually, among our friend group, like they love roasting each other,
Yeah.
But it's always a fun thing most of the time.
Well, we're not like actually hurt. It's sticks and stones. I promise.
Yeah, exactly.
But like we look for faults in each other.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But if you're having a bad day, it probably does like hurt.
Yeah, especially if you just ruined my podcast. I was like, bro.
Yes, no, exactly.
All right, you know what?
I mean, I shit on Whitney a lot, but it's honestly truth about like her smell. Like, did you guys know? Did you guys notice that when she was here too? Did you guys have to Febreze afterwards?
That's great. No, I didn't smell it.
We did have to spray the chair, but
yeah, that's what I thought you would.
Thanks,
She
Whitney.
looks like she might, but
no, she doesn't even look like it. You could smell it.
No, I'm just kidding, Whitney. Yeah, you don't look like you smell it.
No, she was great.
Oh, that's funny.
You guys are too nice.
It's actually
honest.
No, she smelled great. She must have took a shower right before. Like she was all.
Dude,
like,
even the showers don't work. Trust me, my house always smells because of it.
I have
like
bad
people think
sense
it's
of-
lies.
Oh, that's nuts.
People think I'm lying. This shit is true. She really
she
does
has a
stink.
stench,
Bro,
huh?
she went to a dermatologist because she had such a stench. They told her that she has fungus growing out of her armpits.
Stop, come on.
No, this is not a lie.
This is on a pod?
This is on the pod. She admitted to it. She admitted
man.
to it. She understands that she stinks. It's not.
There's actually there's people that actually do Botox in their armpits or whatever because
She was
they
talking
sweat so
about
much.
it.
And anyways, I have some people that we do it for. But yeah, it's like I used to work with these. I used to work in construction because my dad's an electrical contractor, my uncle's an electrical contractors. Anyways, there was this one guy. He smelled literally the worst, right? I'm like, so anyways, he was always like, he would never take a hint, right? So anyways, we would like give him for Christmas, we'd give him a deodorant, or we'd give him like some soaps and all kind of stuff. And every single time this guy would not like use them. I don't know if he just refused to wear deodorant or what it was, but he smelled like so bad. And we're like, man, please, like use this.
Yes.
You know? But there are some people, like, I don't know if they could control it or if they're purposely trying to do it just to like mess with people.
Oh shit, that would be crazy.
They're like out of spite. They're like, no, I'm not gonna use deodorant. You know,
out of spite, I want to smell. Make you guys
the
suffer.
thing is, like, there are guys that would still fuck Whitney even if she stank. And I'm one of them.
They would love that.
Yeah, that wouldn't bug me one day.
It's not even if. It's already been proven.
So my point
people
is,
do fuck her still.
I think she probably does it as, like Jerome, as the defense mechanism. Keep some of them away.
I honestly, yeah. That makes it.
No, it's a bad idea because you keep the good ones away, Whitney.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
You need something organic.
Yeah, no.
What we got to do is we see Whitney and spray some of that liquid ass on her.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Bottled Whitney.
She's the one who fucking manufactures that.
Yeah.
What the
Can we get a bottle of that, Whitney?
Made by Whitney.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
What's that? That's just Whitney.
Yeah, 100%. You guys are like
Whitney.
joking, and I don't know what she did to like spray for you guys, but I'm telling you, every fucking week I have to act.
Well, maybe
So you're doing the right thing by telling Whitney.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
you gotta tell them.
I do.
Because sometimes they just get used to the smell and they don't know, you know?
No, she knows though. Like no, I swear, the amount of time she does that in the podcast just to make sure, like before the podcast, everything, she really like understands that she smells. Like you guys think I'm joking?
No.
This
she
is
must
real.
like it.
Like she's had it since she was a child. That's her biggest insecurity. That's her biggest insecurity.
She wears it as a badge of honor.
I mean, yeah, it's fucking sad.
That's funny. How did you meet Whitney?
It was through my my best friend. So she actually helped with the other podcast for a little bit.
Okay.
So I met her through that, and yeah, we hung out. Yeah.
Yeah, great. I was looking at your podcast, and like once Whitney came on, like the numbers jumped crazy.
Yeah, yeah. No, so in the beginning, I was like just interviewing random people, and Whitney. So I had known Whitney about a year before we ever recorded one podcast.
Yeah.
But maybe the first time me and her hung out one-on-one, she told me her life story, and I was like, this is fucking insane. So I knew I wanted to interview her, and I mean, it's crazy because the podcast that her and I did together, the first one we ever did together, we recorded actually for 5 hours.
Oh, really?
And the reason that is because we recorded about like 2 hours and my camera died and I didn't realize. So then we had to re-record everything else.
Oh my God.
And so
there was one that I recorded.
Jerome would do that to me.
Hit the record button on the what's called. Like,
this is the stuff I'm talking about that he does.
But that's just beginner stuff. That
learn.
happens.
Now you're like check.
Yes, everything. So
Jerome, I poured my heart out on that one.
Yeah.
But what I've actually learned with this podcasting is like when me, Joel, and Yost are together, like we have the best fun, like most fun conversations just because we know we could bust each other's balls. We're not gonna like hurt each other. Like it's an open, like we understand like this podcast like world, whatever, right? But then when we get other people on, we're like, you could tell there's some things that they're afraid to talk about. There's some things that they don't want to talk about, or they're just not. It's just not a fun conversation.
100%.
Whatever happens to be, they're not as open. They're not as vocal. They're not articulate. Something, you know.
Yeah.
But it's definitely been a learning experience. So I could see how having a good partner like that makes such a big difference for a podcast. You know,
it's huge. And like I remember the other podcast. Sometimes we would have guests on, and I mean, it's really important when you pick a guest for a podcast that they understand how to be in front of a mic, because somebody can be very interesting off mic, but as soon as you put that mic in front of them, they change.
Oh yeah.
You know? So you have to have somebody.
Well, it's good that you're able to pull it out of her because other people wouldn't see it in her, and you do, and so you ask those questions, and that's the part that obviously you're good at.
Yeah,
and it's why you do this, because you actually know the questions to ask, and you see those questions and you go for them.
I appreciate that,
and it's perfect because when I first met Whitney, she doesn't want to talk about her work, but she works in this town that I live in, so I can help it. And we don't like talk it. I'm a customer, but I had an opinion of her right away of everyone you do.
What was the opinion?
I don't even think I told her this, but my opinion of her right away was there's a lot more to this girl.
100%.
And that was, and there's reasons that I had that opinion. I won't get into them. Nothing bad, but it's just I don't want to talk about her work, but like I could just tell. there's a lot more to this girl than meets the nose. You know,
sounds like there's a lot more to
I
her.
was like, there's a lot more to this girl that meets the nose. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not just the smell.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know, you're peeling this onion, Jay.
Yeah. So
and the more you peel it, you know.
you knew.
No, I did. So then when you did the podcast, and then I heard it was on her. She had like a short or something of her talking.
Yeah.
And I was like, I knew it.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I felt validated.
Yeah, no. I feel like in that, going back to Scottsdale too, I feel like the thing is that there's a lot of people who probably do have so much more to share to the world.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot, and this is the vibe I get too, is that a lot of people are just surface because they don't want to be vulnerable because
Facts.
they're so scared to get judged.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I feel like the
Facts.
atmosphere itself is judgmental. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why, like, even me, who I feel like is usually very authentic, when I'm in situations where I feel like there's a lot of judgment, I close up. I'm not as vulnerable as I normally am. And that's why I don't like being in those situations. But I really do think that there's a lot of people that are living almost through hell in their head, so much anxiety through their head, so much care about what other people think in their head, that live in Scottsdale, that really just should try to like break free from that. And
We need like a traveling therapist.
Yeah.
To go
Yeah,
talk to all
honestly,
of them. Like, hey, we have a
honestly.
therapist here today. to talk.
Honestly.
I worked for this one company when I opened the Beverly. The Beverly on Main. I
Yeah,
opened that
yeah.
bar. The owners were like, hey, we're gonna have a therapist come in and talk to everyone. And I was like, what the fuck?
Damn.
But it was actually great because they wanted to tie it all into customer service.
Yeah.
And they were trying to like just explain people to
Yeah.
the staff, and it
shit.
was very helpful.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a great idea. Like
Exactly.
everyone,
I think a lot of
can I
people just
talk
don't
to you
underst-
after?
They just don't understand what therapy is, you know, like in general. Like
Yeah.
they just have like this negative thought about it.
It's literally just someone helping you explain those
helping
thoughts.
you cope. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys do therapy?
No, but I have my family in my therapy. I have two older sisters.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I have 5 sisters, and they're really hard on me. And their mothers, they have children. And,
Okay.
and they're my therapy. Maybe, and one of them wants me to go to a real therapist, and I think I will soon.
Yeah.
But so I have nothing against it at all. I just haven't done it yet.
So wait,
my sisters are hard
How
on
are
me.
they hard on you?
Oh, you don't. I saw your podcast. You can't say stuff like that. Like, they're very like they're mothers.
Oh,
my sisters like. They have kids and and we're really close, and
Yeah.
they're not like hard on me, but yeah, they're my therapist. If I were to say I had anyone that was like telling you, and not, with no agenda attached,
Exactly.
it doesn't affect them one way or another.
Yeah.
They don't even live around here.
Yeah.
Like a therapist, it's like, okay, they're not trying to hurt you one
Yeah.
bit.
No, exactly.
And in fact, they're trying to help you. Quite a bit.
I feel like sometimes your therapists are just your friends, you know?
Yeah, no, I really
most
do
part.
think that. I do think that. I think that for me.
Unless your friends are really bad, but go on.
Yeah, no, I think that for me.
Even David could be a good therapist. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I feel like I need a therapist in particular is because I have trouble, I think, opening up and burdening my friends with how I feel sometimes. So I feel like having somebody outside of that, it doesn't feel like I'm burdening anybody, you know?
But I feel like
I feel that.
Yeah.
Sometimes talking to my sisters, I feel like I'm burdening them.
Exactly.
I totally think
Yeah.
that's why I need a therapist for that exact
100%.
reason.
I feel
100%.
that, but then also like I feel it from the perspective as the friend I try to be. So like if I'm someone's friend, I got their back 100%, and like I actually like if they want to like present a problem to me and I help them talk it out, whatever, I feel like I actually did something good for them, you know?
Exactly.
And I actually do want to help them. So I've had friends come to me and like ask for help, and like I'm happy to do that, but I never feel like it's a burden, especially if that person is truly your friend, you know?
Yeah.
Then they do want to help you with that, and I don't feel like you should be having that kind of negative thought, like saying, hey, I'm burdening them.
I just
But-
don't think I'm a professional and I should be helping you.
well, the thing is,
probably
therapists
true.
have like a lot better tools, and they like they've read about it. Obviously, they're gonna be better than your friends,
Yeah.
average, whatever. But for like little common problems, I think friends are great. You know, just running things across, for whatever
I had
situation.
this girl one night come up to me. I have a lot of girls come up to me as a leadership figure, right?
Yeah.
And, she's like crying about telling me some sad story. I was like, get away from me. and I ran away from her because I was like, you're asking the wrong guy. I was like, don't come up to me crying. Stop.
Damn, that's tough.
And I wasn't trying to be hard on her. I was
Yeah.
like, you got to go to someone else. Like, you're coming to the wrong person.
Oh, so you don't like giving
I barely
advice.
knew her. I was like, well,
Oh,
yeah, it'd be different if it was like a close friend. It was just a girl that I did know that thought she was going to come and unload on me. And I was like, no. You got to unload on someone else because I'm not going to be much help.
I get that too.
See, I'm a dick, to be honest, when it comes to advice. Like because I have a lot of girls that come to me for advice.
So you might put her over the edge, and
that's the thing.
She might go kill herself or something because of something you said to her.
I'm just
and that's why it takes a professional.
I
don't want to like.
No, sometimes they don't accept like the reality, you know.
Yeah.
So they're used to getting this fake advice
exactly
from a lot of people, and if you give them real advice, you're the bad person.
Yeah. No. Well, I think it's also because like most of the time, girls to their girlfriends are scared to hurt their girlfriend's feelings.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Whereas I'm not scared to hurt her feelings.
Exactly.
I'm going to just, and I think my friends know that when they come to me, what they're gonna get. They're gonna get some like harsh reality because I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to him from the guy's point of view.
Yep.
He doesn't fuck with you that much, or he's using you for sex, or you're letting him do this to you.
And they still don't listen.
Yeah, no, they don't.
All joking aside, I wasn't going to tell the rest of the story, but I'll tell it because no one knows who it was. But the girl went home and slit her wrist. So this girl that I wouldn't talk to because she was crying.
Oh my
God. Now you got to think.
I just smiled, and that's not a good look.
Well,
that's not a good,
I smiled too because I'm glad I had nothing to do with it.
No,
because what if I had talked to her?
You did have something
to do
with it.
She did live. You know, it was just a cry for help. But
okay, so she didn't die.
She ended up in the hospital. But the fact is, if I had talked to her, then I would have had to go call the cops. And, hey, this girl's gonna. I'd be really involved.
Or she might have. She might have
not
done
not equipped to handle that situation. I feel like you don't put me.
She might have. She might have been looking.
You really have that much faith in me that I could have talked her out of it?
No. She just might have been looking for one person to listen, and you were that one person.
Yeah.
If anything, you should feel bad.
I don't know if I would have helped her. I'm glad.
For some reason, there was a point in my life after residency, like through when I finished being a doctor, going through residency. For some reason, every single person that was suicidal would hit me up, whatever. Right?
That's the worst.
People that I barely, people that I barely knew. Right? It was like an acquaintance. They're like, "Oh, you're a doctor that I've heard, whatever." So they're like, "I've been feeling really bad." They would like tell me all this negative stuff, and this has always been one of my like things. Like I'm like, I can't like just leave this person alone. I have to get them help. So like I would talk to them, like text them or message them, and like try to get them out of the situation, try to figure out what was going on. And thank God it hasn't happened to me again. But I've always been worried about that. I'm like, oh, if I don't give them help, then they go and do something, then I'd feel terrible.
I just wonder what you guys think I could have said to help her.
Nothing. You don't have to say anything though. That's my point. Sometimes is that maybe she just needed to
a little support,
express
something
herself.
Yeah. She just needed to talk it out.
Maybe
herself.
We'll never know. Because I didn't put myself in that situation. But I saw it coming a mile away. I was like, no.
Maybe that was her 13th reason. You said
she's like, Joel won't even listen to me.
That's fucked up.
Her over the edge.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
You can't blame that on me.
I am.
That was you, man.
Yeah, I think that was you. It seems like when we evaluate the situation, you had a lot of power.
I am, I think I did do it. I don't know. Oh, sorry for smiling about that.
Yeah, this is not good.
I don't know why we're laughing about it.
This is bad.
It's funny because she didn't die.
All right, yeah.
It'd be even funnier if she did.
You should ask her about it. Like, did you do this because I did not talk to you that one day?
Yeah, did you end up following up with her?
I didn't, and I don't know. She was, it was at a place that I worked, so clearly she was drinking.
Yeah.
So I don't know that she even remembers that it happened. But
what do you
I
mean?
remember the
She
next
went to the
day.
hospital.
She remembers that part, but I don't know if she remembers trying to unload on me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just managing my bar here.
Yeah.
And when you're at a bar, like a bartender, a lot of people unload on you. That's a very common thing, and I got that a lot as a bartender. Maybe that's why I got really. As a bartender, you're like stuck there, and you have to talk to them. You have to engage, and you can't just sit there and be like, "Okay, cool, here, sign here." You want the good tip.
Yeah.
So as a manager, I was like, "No, tell it to a bartender."
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like, did you send her flowers?
No, I don't think.
Did you go to the hospital? Did you send her this bear?
I don't want her to find out. I don't want it to get back to her, so I don't want to give any more details.
Send her that bear, man.
Yeah,
but it did happen, and I've been very vague about who it was, so I think we're good.
Wait, she still works with you?
She still lives in Arizona.
Okay.
That's all I got. And it's happened, I think, another time since then.
Wait, with the different girl, the same type of vibe? She tried to slit her.
It's like Jerome said, people just are attracted to people like us for unloading because we're so. I personally, I'm down to talk to you about anything, until you're hysterical, and I could tell where this is going. I just saw it. 'Cause she was already crying, and I was like, no.
Is it a bottle girl? Or both of them? Both of them were bottle girls.
I don't want to talk about the other one because she'll know. But the one was.
Well, maybe she thinks that it's her. The one that you.
It wasn't you. Oh, that's funny.
I mean, that's crazy though. Maybe there's something going on in Scottsdale though with the girls.
Do I maybe
epidemic.
Wish I had talked to her?
Yeah.
No, because she lived, you know. But if it had been the other way, I'd probably been like, shit. I probably should have like heard
That's
her
what I'm
out.
saying. So moving forward, I think you should talk to them.
You have to unblock her.
I think she wanted attention, and you have to unblock. I think when you do that, you get the attention you want, or because people gave it to her after that, right?
Yeah.
Oh well, man, I have a lot of good suicide stories.
So there was when you're in medical school, they make you go through like every single rotation. So you go through psychiatry, gynecology, internal medicine, etc. Right. So anyways, my first day on like psychiatry, whatever, I'm in the emergency psychiatry ward, right? Oof. And like I never dealt with this. Psychiatry was never one of my things to do. So anyways, the first patient I had was like a suicide attempt person. And I walk in, I'm like, hey, how's your day? Whatever.
Oh, God.
And they're like, how the fuck do you think my day is? Whatever, right? So it's like the worst thing. So after that, like, I was like, oh, my God. Like, I'm an asshole for, like, even asking, like, saying this. But, like, I don't know. Like, I never really, like, thought about suicide because I've never, like, been around someone or, like, anyone that's ever, like, attempted it or anything. So it was, like, a whole new thing to me. So, like, trying to get from that perspective to the point where, like, you're feeling so low to the point where you're trying to end your life. It's just, like, it's nuts to me, but we've actually had like a couple suicides in Scottsdale recently, and
really,
and anyways, I've always tried to understand the perspective of like what someone's going through or how it affects others, and if they think about that before and everything. But that's why I always try to like lend a hand in some way, you know, because I don't want someone to like. I feel like if I could. That's why I became a doctor in the first place. Is I'm like I want to help people. So if someone ever did reach out to me, I'd even if I'm doing something that's fun in the moment, I try to help them, you know. That's my perspective on it, at least.
And then to tie into that, I think the best thing you can do for suicide is talk about it for one, but also notice when someone's going through something. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm good at noticing that personally, and I'm a ninja about it. And I can
then
actually
you say no. Leave me alone.
I'll be supportive, but not. They won't know that I don't want to be too supportive. But I'm here for you. But I might actually know. I actually think I can sometimes do something to maybe for that guy to actually notice, or that person to notice. Hey, someone actually cares about me. Yeah. So if you can just make sure they know someone cares about them, I think is gonna. Yeah. That's the most I can do for you.
100%.
You have to know your limits too. Yeah, if you can only help him in some way or whatever happens to be, then you could try do something, get him help.
But I don't know what to say.
Put them in contact with someone
else.
If
they're crying,
something.
I don't have the words. You know, so don't come talk to me crying because you're not going to get anything.
I don't
from
really
me.
like crying that much either. It's very hard for me to handle that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I just get quiet.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
I think most men in general are like that. You know, like it's not a thing that we're like, oh yeah, is she crying? David would probably love that. It goes after his girls.
So my buddy David's like has a master's in psychology and he really brags about it.
Is he a psychiatrist?
No, he's not.
He does
but
like
he
the behavioral health stuff.
But yeah, he deals in that branch, so that's why he has the degree. So he thinks he knows everything about this stuff, and he does. Maybe I think he had someone do his homework. And that's how he got the degree. But we can't prove it.
I mean, if he convinced somebody to do his homework, that shows that he has some skill.
Maybe some money.
In psychology. Oh, okay, money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pay someone to do it.
That makes sense.
He's got some skill. He's a hustler.
Yeah.
No offense, David.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Oh.
No, he's my friend. Sorry.
You can say it. You want to fuck him.
You can say it.
That's what it's been.
That's what it's been the whole time.
I knew it.
We knew.
Man, this guy's fat, nasty looking.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's your type, man.
I didn't know that. Shit.
Nobody wants to fuck this guy.
I was also watching another episode that you were saying something about like being able to fuck anybody or something.
The thing is,
a fat girl.
If you're down, you know, and you're a girl and it's not disgusting, sure, I'm down. I would say no.
He kind of said it like
as a joke.
He kind of said it casually. He said like, if a girl wants to offer me sex, I'll take it. That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
So I took it as like, any girl? Like,
yeah.
And so he sends me pictures of like hunchbacks and all this stuff all the time. He's like, "What about this one?" I'm like, "I guess, you know."
Well, I have a question. Have you guys ever do you guys watch porn?
I'm trying not to.
Oh, okay, that's good. But have you
of
before?
course.
Okay, so
If a guy says they
I've
don't
made
watch,
it 2 hours today.
yeah.
Since we've been here.
I think every guy watches porn.
Yeah, well, have you guys ever watched like weird genres of porn? Like,
Oh, no, that's fun.
Even when you're,
lactating mothers.
yeah, even when you're not even into it in real life. Like for me, like I've definitely watched like big women, like or like granny porn. I've watched granny.
That's just
porn.
as fun to watch.
No, also
It's just interesting.
I don't think.
not only interesting. I get off.
Oh yeah.
Maybe,
You have
maybe
too
like-
much time.
Do you ever get scared if someone's gonna like find your search history in terms of your porn history? Do you think?
It sounds like that'd
Do
be
you
fun
think-
for
do you
someone
think
to
you would
find
care?
that.
No, I wouldn't care. I probably wouldn't care.
You'd be
but
proud of
because
it.
There's nothing that in there that is illegal. So that I'm like, I don't give a fuck. If it's not illegal, I'm good. You know?
You can't abuse animals.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
do
so
I don't do
nothing
any
animal-
animal
just
shit.
grandmas.
I do grandmas. I do yeah.
What's a good
I've
one?
done crackhead. I've done crackhead.
Midgets.
I've never
That
done
doesn't
midgets.
get. There's some hot midgets.
I'm
We used
trying
to
to
have
think.
a bar around
actually-
the corner with the hottest.
midgets.
All the girls that worked there were midgets. Gilligan's. You ever go there?
Yeah.
The finest midgets you've ever seen. Like you'd be like, that's a thing. Like hot. Like of course we have hot midgets in Scottsdale. Of course. Like really hot.
Well, I think they're called little people.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
My bad.
I think there's like some interesting categories, but then there's like all the crazy ones like on Pornhub, whatever. But then there's like the ones that are like a little too crazy that they're like on little specialty sites, like people shitting on each other and shit like that. That's a little crazy. You know what I mean?
Shitting, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
with shit.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with shit. I don't really fuck with peeing.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't.
Do you know what my brother was just telling me about this? It's some a road lizard? No.
Oh, you guys, you know what you guys have to look up? Sounding.
Sounding. Okay, what's okay.
Here. I'll show you guys what sounding is. You guys aren't gonna be able to play this on the pod, but I did this on my podcast. It's the craziest shit you'll ever see. It is literally the craziest shit you'll ever
All
see.
right, I'm curious now.
Well, while he's looking that up,
We showed Whitney the Amazon position. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I knew about the Amazon
Yeah.
position.
She's like, next boyfriend you get, getting an Amazon position, bro.
Okay, you guys ready for this?
What's it called again?
Sounding.
Sounding.
It's
Wait.
about
What? We could do that.
No, we can do that. Yeah, but together. No,
Look, I'll show you.
basically what it is putting fucking something up your pee hole.
That's crazy.
It's sounding.
It's called sounding.
Anything.
It's like a flute type thing.
I don't know why it's called sounding.
It's a reverse.
Yeah, you
It's reverse. You're going inside
I know a
out.
girl who would be into this, to be honest.
a girl that's into it.
Oh, yeah.
Doing it to a guy.
Yeah.
Why?
Probably. No,
Sounding.
she's a freak like that. Like
She likes
She would send me pictures like that all the time. I'm like, what the hell is
like
this?
to turn you on.
No, I think it was as a joke, whatever. She's like,
but she's down.
oh yeah.
She wants to
At that time.
She wants to inflict pain.
At that time in my life, I think she was into that. But yeah, I never let it get there. But it was.
But you thought about it.
Yeah, maybe.
Have you asked your girlfriend? Can we sound together?
Dude, can you imagine? Oh my god. Then you have to go to the hospital. You're like, oh, what happened to your dick, sir?
No,
I was sounding.
To be honest, there's so many guys that put bigger shit than that in their dicks, and they're fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some
no
people
way.
want that.
Yeah.
Is it on there?
Yes.
Okay, I'll have to check it.
Yeah, some people.
You're
want
gonna
that,
look
man.
it up later.
You know, I'm weird about my search history. Believe it or not.
What is the weirdest shit on your search history?
There's nothing weird on it. That's why I
Oh, 'cause
wouldn't
you deleted
put that
it.
on there. No, I don't think I would look it up.
Oh, you just aren't looking up weird shit.
Yeah.
That-
I'm like, ooh, I don't know why I'm weird about it. Maybe it's like something. Maybe I just always had a work computer or something, and so I just
you
wanted to have that in there.
So how do you look up porn?
So like I said, like I don't mind looking up just regular porn. Regular just being a guy and a girl fucking. I like a girl like looks like she's from Scottsdale,
Okay.
and
And do you like porn star porn?
and
or
I,
amateur?
but like that's just like using porn as a way to jerk off, and then there's using it the way you do to a way to just like see cool shit.
Entertainment.
Yeah. So like I respect that. Yeah. That's
yeah. I don't look at this and jack off to it.
yeah. No, I get it.
That'd be the one. I don't know how I would turn you on. I'd be like, oh my God, it hurts.
No, it really hurts me watching it sometimes. Not that I do it often. The times I have.
What's the craziest category you've looked at, Joel?
Lactating mothers. I was just telling you.
Mothers?
Yeah, it's funny.
I'm down
you
for that.
Google it, it's just
I like
a bunch
that.
of moms like, and
I like
then you're titty fucking while the milk's coming out. Like,
It's pretty cool.
You're squirting it in your face, and like
It's like when you're hungry and but you.
And I actually I did it as a joke. I was watching it as a joke, and now I just think I'm like, when I see a pregnant woman, I'm like, oh man, she's getting lactating. I was like, that's kind of hot. I was like, I like that. I kind of into that.
Do you watch pregnant porn though? Like girls that are actually pregnant?
No,
you don't like that.
I have seen it. Yeah, I have nothing against it.
I always thought that might be kind of weird because there's a kid inside of her.
That's true.
That's fucking
true.
strange.
Depends on the law of the.
Would you ever date someone that was pregnant? Like not from you.
Ooh, no, I don't know about that. That would be interesting.
What if she ate ass? She like had your
Well,
back.
maybe then.
Like she was super loyal.
Stop it eating ass.
Stop there.
She's not from Old Town.
No,
Homeless.
I think. Damn,
Checked every box, man.
Yeah, you're describing my perfect woman. I think it would be hard. It would be hard to probably date a girl who's pregnant, because I would assume that I was starting to date her, right? So I would have to enter the relationship ready to have a kid, which I don't know if that's gonna. Have you thought? Would you? No.
Well, it got me thinking because I had a friend that was like hooking up with like a pregnant girl one time or something. He like openly knew that the girl was pregnant, or whatever, and she was like barely showing it at the time. I was like, "How are you okay with this, whatever?" Right? And then I saw that movie. I don't know if you remember that movie with Ryan Reynolds. They like switch bodies or something, and like one guy's married and he's a lawyer or something. And then the other guy, he's like kind of like. He does like weird porn stuff and like all kinds of other stuff. But anyways, he has like a Tuesday girl that's like this big like 9 months pregnant girl that comes over to like F him, but the other guy's in his body and he's like, you got to take this girl down. She's my Tuesday, whatever, right? But it's just hilarious. So I started thinking about that more, and I was like, I don't know.
That was Jason Bateman. Yeah, Jason Bateman, Ryan Reynolds.
Wait, how are you?
It's called The Change Up, I think.
Yeah,
it is interesting though about being a porn star and being like pregnant. I mean, fuck it, make your money before you have the kid, right?
or just do pregnant porn.
No, that's my point. But like,
oh, I see.
Yeah. So in Scottsdale though, there's a lot of porn, right, that is done. Or you guys don't know much
I know
about
of
it.
some of it. Yeah,
How does that work?
it's pretty low key.
Are bottle girls also like do they do OnlyFans?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you about bottle girls. They're a lot prudes.
Really?
I think
It
some of the bottle girls
Quite
did
a
the
bit.
OnlyFans like during COVID, but it was like a non-nude stuff. It was like just like
Yeah.
whatever.
And they're looking for husbands. They're not. They are. A lot of them
Yeah,
are looking for
like, rich
that's
people.
part of the draw to it. You might find a rich husband. You know,
Does
who's
it-
in there buying these $10,000 bottles
How often does that happen?
all the time? You know what? I'm glad you brought it
I've seen
up.
a lot of people do that. Yeah.
We'll do a reel out of this because I'll give you a little example. What
Yeah,
happens
yeah.
a lot with the rich guys that they marry is baseball players. And in Phoenix alone, we have 15 Major League Baseball teams that come here every year. There's 30 total. And 15 go to Florida and 15 come here. And so these guys get huge contracts, right? And we see the contract. You'll see like Mike Trout got like $300 million. Like you see these crazy contracts. And these girls know that these baseball players get, but they don't know much about
they'll
baseball.
look them up. Yeah, they'll look up their contracts.
So they see like, oh, this guy just got a $2 million contract, but like that's just a signing bonus. And he hasn't got his contract yet. And I tell girls all the time when they run off with a baseball player, I'll go, I looked this guy up just so you know, he did get that contract, but he's not going to get another one. I can see his numbers. Like it's very obvious. The guys that get those contracts,
You're cock blocking him.
hey, but I've seen it happen a million times. Okay. And even people watching the podcast know that they're married to a baseball player right now. And he works for their dad because that's the only skill they have. And it's the hardest job, period, okay, to throw that ball at that speed and that perfect thing. So they don't get the second contract. So they marry him. All the time this happens. Baseball players come through and take all the girls in Scottsdale. And I see that baseball player, all of a sudden he has nothing. You just get that one contract.
Doing real estate.
Literally, this is not like 99 out of 100 times. This is 99.99 out of 100 times. There's not many baseball players that get the big contract.
Yeah.
So it's actually a very standard thing. I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing that part of it. I'm like,
wow.
And I even tell like some of the girls that I've known a while, but hey, well, he has no other skill. He knows how to do nothing else. So I hope you're making the right choice here because he got you pregnant already. I was like, and then I'll see them just leave him. The guy, because these guys, some of them, they really are just assholes from out of town.
Yeah.
And so that's my favorite one. That does happen quite a bit where girls marry baseball players, and anyone watching this from Scottsdale knows that's a fact. And if you're married to one, good luck. I hope I know a few of you that got some good ones, but good luck.
Has anybody hit the lotto?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. I would say Shelby Miller's girl. He's going to have to take this out. There's some but it doesn't happen often.
Okay.
And it's funny with baseball in particular.
So for most of them, they're not going to win the lotto. Do you explain that to them before they go off?
Yeah, because the other thing is most of these guys in the clubs are scammers too that are spending the money. So you're either getting a baseball player that's never going to get a real contract, and then you're going to get it with a scammer. And these girls in their head think this guy that's spending the money on the bottle, like he's the one that I need to go after.
Did you ever see that American Greed episode? There was a guy that used to come to Scottsdale all the time, and he would spend all kinds of money on bottle service, whatever. Then he would they all thought he was super wealthy and rich, so they would give him money to invest, and he was basically taking that money and spending it in clubs and just getting new girls. So he was just basically going through these girls, taking all their life savings, having them take out massive lones, whatever, and then just spending their money in the clubs and leaving them with
Most people around here still remember that.
He finally got arrested.
That's like the Tinder swindler.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
man.
basically the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Damn.
I love it.
But this guy would go after thick girls. It was like the low end girls. He wasn't going for the super hot girls or anything like that, which was kind of interesting.
Well, there you go.
They're the most vulnerable,
smart
I guess.
Yeah.
But damn, that's sad. I feel bad for these girls.
I just wish that I'm sitting at Global and I'm vulnerable.
I think
someone would go after me
Global
like
is the
that.
place that you can find somebody. I feel like Global is a little bit. I feel like an older crowd than my Scottsdale,
age, right?
I mean,
30s.
Yeah. I feel like maybe even late 20s though.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that Global is definitely a place where you can meet more older women. Because I know you said that it's hard in Scottsdale because there's.
I'll just keep hanging out around Global. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot more over there.
So you go to Global?
So Global's not my vibe still, even though
spray paint.
Yeah. But I feel like Global is a good place if you're looking outside of Scottsdale, but still similar vibes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because my close friends, that's
it's not loud. I can take my dog there.
Yeah.
They're very dog friendly. I bring my dog in there, no problem. No.
Have you been to the rooftop?
Took my dog straight up to the roof.
Okay.
Yeah. No one cares.
Yeah, at nighttime?
Anytime. It's not loud. They don't have loud music.
Okay. Yeah, they really don't.
As long as it's not loud music, I'll take my dog.
I will say that, I went when they kind of opened, so maybe that's why, but it took 30, 40 minutes for somebody to get a drink.
Oh, yeah, that's the same experience we've had.
Yeah.
I was we waited last time for 20 minutes for.
They're not good with
this is terrible.
Quantity. They're not used to that type of.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
That company in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speed.
Well, I think we were 2 hours.
Yeah,
wow.
Man,
I think it was great, man.
Jay, thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys. No, I appreciate you guys having me on. This shit was fun.
That was good. I actually, to be honest, I love having these conversations about relationships, dreams, just different little topics like that. Just because you don't get to have a lot of these conversations with anyone,
Yeah.
And we 100%. Love your perspective on stuff. We love the things you've done in terms of your podcast. We love the shorts. We've actually been learning from you, to be honest, because we're brand new.
It.
So we'll always try to help you out in any particular way, and if you ever have any advice for us, let us know.
Definitely,
happy to do that, man.
Begging you.
Thank you and Whitney for coming on, and love you.
We'll keep telling everyone about the pod.
Perfect. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it, brother.